Yo, what's up, everyone? How's everybody doing today? Happy Wednesday. Like usual, we are back. We are live, people, and we are ready. Hope everybody is doing well out there. Let me actually get this situated. Um, yo, what's good? What's good? What up, Bay Area? King Leo, what's good, bro? Thank you guys. Thank you guys for hopping in again. I do apologize. If my voice is all jacked up, as I said, I'm on my last video, I'm still recovering from something. Uh, but for anybody that is in here tonight, man, I want to thank you guys for hopping on. As always, thank you guys for the continued support. I start off these lives by saying this: if you guys are new to the live stream, welcome. I try to do these live streams every Wednesday from 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's different topics every week. If you want to know the topic at hand, it is listed on the title of this live stream right here. And there's some other things too that I want to talk about, but the main topic I wanted to focus on is the topic that is mentioned in the title of the video. So would appreciate it if anybody wants to hop on and be a part of this stream. And if you don't, if you just want to talk, or watch, that's totally fine as well. But excuse me, I want to kind of go over some things about how I felt this past weekend with this topic at hand. It's something that got me thinking, and I actually wanted to get your guys' input on this topic as well. So I will just wait for a couple minutes, see if anybody wants to hop on. If not, then I will start by saying my piece. But let me just highlight this comment real quick. What's up, bro? Thank you for hopping on. Appreciate you, like always, bro. Thank you for reaching out earlier today too. Um, man, I just gotta say this though, man. I hope you guys are being real safe out there. Excuse me, because there has been a rampant of COVID cases that have been flying around with this Omicron virus. Excuse me. And it's no joke, man. Obviously everybody is getting affected. Like a lot of people that I know have been getting affected. Hopefully I'm not, you know what I'm saying, but I definitely um there is something like I feel like I have like some a little bit of nasally congestion on in my nose, and I don't know if you can tell by my voice, but definitely I have been in isolation. Like I've been quarantined. Is that a word? Is that how you say it? I've been in quarantine from a lot of people just to be on the safe side. You know what I'm saying? But I just want you guys to know to be safe out there. This is no joke. You know what I'm saying? This variant or Omicron or whatever has been flying around all over the world, and it's no joke, man. So just be careful out there. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are staying safe. I'm assuming you guys are doing well since you guys are tuning in here. But basically, yeah, I wanted to just make that out, get that point out across out there before I jump any further into the video. So, okay, guys. Well, I want to make this topic interesting, and I want to leave it for some food for some thought. But I basically had the opportunity. I want to talk about autographs first and foremost. Autographs of people, famous people, whoever, whether they're athletes, celebrities, musicians, or somebody you just really look up to. That's the topic at hand tonight. I wanted to focus on that and just kind of get your guys' thoughts on this stuff. So the reason why I got why I wanted to talk about this topic was because I actually had the opportunity and honor to meet one of my favorite running backs for the San Francisco 49ers and also in the NFL. Well, was in the NFL, Frank Gore. So um, he's always been a guy that I've looked up to ever since I got into football, ever since I became a Niners fan back in like late 90s, early 2000s. he was always one of my favorite players, especially during my adolescent days in high school, because he got drafted when I was in I think I was a junior in high school, sophomore, junior. I can't remember. But anyways, I had the honor to meet him in my hometown, San Jose, California. And it was it was a surreal moment. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like it happened so quickly. But now that I met him, now that I got to like, meet and greet do a meet and greet with him and have him autograph something for me, um, it got me thinking because like so for those of you who are wondering, I definitely wanted him to sign a jersey. I thought about it, and then I thought about it some more as I was in line because I had to wait in line for 2 hours. It was a long line, but it was definitely worth it. But I had to really think about whether or not I wanted him to sign my jersey, a jersey, or anything at all, like from my personal collection. So originally I was like, nah, I'm not gonna have him sign a jersey, and I got a couple opinions beforehand. Um, oh yeah, let me just highlight these. How about them Cowboys? What's up, Sam? Thanks for tuning in tonight, bro. So, anyways, going back to what I was saying, I thought about having him sign my jersey that I was wearing that day. And let me pull up a picture because I really want to have his jersey framed and hung on my wall, like or my man cave or something once I get my own place and stuff like that. But basically, um, here's a picture of me and Frank the Tank. And that jersey I was wearing right there is actually the Reebok Authentic. Um, so that was like from the early 2000s or mid 2000s era. But like, I wanted, it got me thinking, man, because I really wanted him to sign the jersey, but at the same time, I don't wear jerseys that are signed. And I did not want to retire the jersey. Like, obviously, like I wear that jersey I wear it pretty often, a lot more than some of my other jerseys. And I had him sign a mini helmet, which is dope because I got a signature on something that I own. But like, I just feel like with the jersey would have been like icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying? But um, they had jerseys there for sale, but obviously they were fake jerseys. Like fake meaning like they were not officially licensed jerseys. Like they're not Reebok, even though some of them had like Reebok tags on them, which is like really not good, you know. And then also they had they had other jerseys too. They had other jerseys that were um custom jerseys. So like they weren't officially licensed or anything like that, but they did have um they were to replicate the team that the players played on. So in this instance, the 49ers jerseys. And there's a lot of people in line that were getting the jerseys, and I overheard some of the guys in line, and they were talking about, oh, dude, I couldn't find this jersey anywhere. I went on eBay, and these jerseys were going for like hundreds, some thousands of dollars, and they're like, hell no, I'm not going to spend that on the a jersey that's when you can get it here locally for like $60. And these are people that don't know. They don't know about the topic. They don't know about the jerseys. They don't know about the level of like authenticity. They don't know about the overall tiers, if you will, of jerseys. Like they don't know the difference between the general person doesn't know the difference between like a replica, um, an equipped jersey, or a Vapor Elite, or an authentic. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't know, and they're just basing it off of the price point. And it was like this guy behind me had like three. He bought three of those jerseys. Like I can't believe I got three of these jerseys for $60 a piece. People online are trying to rip us off, asking for like $400, $300, and you could get them here. You know, And so, like, I don't want to say nothing. It's not my place to say that. You know what especially when you're doing like a autograph signing like that. You know what I mean? Like people care more for the autograph than they do of the jersey, if that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying? So like, um, I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this because this has been a topic that has been boiling in my head like since I did the meet and greet last Saturday. And you know, I don't know. It was interesting to me because like you're getting a legitimate, authentic signature from the person, in this instance, Frank Gore himself, but he's signing a jersey that's not officially licensed. Like, does that? I guess what I'm trying to say is like, does that devalue the item being signed to you? You know what I'm saying? As a collector, as a jersey head, um, or does it not matter to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely, and this doesn't just apply to jerseys. This applies for anything really, like anything um, that is of a collector's piece or anything that holds value. You know, if you have someone or something that represents that item you're getting signed, that's not an authentic, legitimate product of that item, but you're having the actual person or you know someone signing it to represent that. You know, like, does that matter to you? Does it devalue it? Like, I definitely want to get your guys' thoughts and your opinions on that because, like, for me, like, it doesn't really, it does matter to me, but I was contemplating on just having like getting a custom jersey, you know, and obviously no licensing, no brand, like no Reebok, no Authentic, no Mitchell and Ness, no Ebbets, like nothing. It's just a jersey replicating the style but getting the legit authentic autograph because I've seen excuse me, I've seen people on YouTube or not YouTube, sorry. I've seen people on eBay and other sites like Mercari and stuff. They sell Frank Gore's autographed jerseys that are authenticated, meaning like um there's like a what they have what they call JSA, which is a company that is like basically verifying that the signature was authentic, is a genuine authentic signature from that person, and there was a witness from JSA to represent that. So that's basically what the JSA um, certificate entails, or the little card. So Jay Meza says, think on how they treat big name college players before they go pro. They can have any logo or college name on those jerseys, just the color. What do you like? What do you mean? Like, what do you mean by that, bro? Like, can you clarify a little bit? Um, because like you know that has been something that has been in my scopes of like how do I want to proceed? You know, um, how do I want to proceed with getting autographs moving forward from athletes and stuff like that? Because I definitely would love to get more items signed by Frank and other athletes that I look up to as well. You know what I'm saying? But like I just want to make sure that like it's so funny because it doesn't really matter to anybody else. It should only matter to me, but it's more so of like understanding, you know, how what is the best level of satisfaction as a collector that you can get from getting an item or a good signed by an athlete or somebody you look up to. Um, Naughty Boy Cookie says, "How much do you think Michael Jordan would charge for an autograph?" You know, that's a great question, bro. To be honest with you, I don't know off the top of my head. However, I do know that Michael Jordan is very like particular with who he signs for and where he signs his autograph. I think he's in contract with Upper Deck, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but from what I've heard in the past, he actually has um, done signings only for Upper Deck, which is a card company. And I would imagine he's not cheap. You're looking probably in the hundreds, if not thousands, dollars range for somebody with Michael Jordan's level of stardom. And Jay Meza says college players are not allowed to have their college alumni on the jersey since the college doesn't fully own them. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that okay. See, that makes more sense. Um, I do have a guest here that is going to hop on. I'm gonna let hop on right now. So we got what up? What up? What's up, bro?
Good. How you doing?
Good, bro.
Chilling.
Are you off work today, or what are you?
I had this training I have to do yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So I've basically been at home on Zoom for 3 days. So I've had to have a sub. But I had to go into the school today to do some stuff, but I just got home.
Got you. For sure, man. Appreciate you always hopping on, bro, and showing support, man. Even though it's only 2 people in here right now.
It's all good.
Um,
I was gonna say because I know you were talking about before I got in the waiting room. You were talking about does it matter if the jersey's not a legit jersey to get signed, correct? Or like what's opinions about it?
Yeah, just to kind of
So
stir the pot a little bit.
personally for me, and you know, I don't even like replica jerseys. So, you know, I'm kind of like bougie when it comes to jerseys, whatever. But when it comes to an autograph one, I really wouldn't mind if it was not legitimate, because at the end of the day, I mean, it's like when you go to restaurants like sports bars and stuff and you see most of the that have a bunch of autographed jerseys, most of them aren't, that I've seen them, usually not, you could tell they're not what do you call, like, legitimate items. They're like what you said, they were probably selling at the Frank Gore signing.
Yeah, yeah,
And to me, it's, I'm gonna put it in the case anyway and just show probably the back, because I'm assuming I would get one of the numbers on the back signed with, so you see the last name.
yeah.
So to me, I really wouldn't care, because to me, it's more about the autograph being real opposed to the. As long as the jersey doesn't look horrible, but to me, it's more about the jersey just representing that player and then having them sign it. So for me, I really wouldn't mind as long as the jersey looks halfway decent, even if I know it's not legitimate, because, you know, it's not something I'm gonna wear. I would never wear that jersey, but if it was something I was just gonna hang up and put in a
What
what do you
else?
call it, like a thing, then to me, I wouldn't mind, and that's just my opinion, you know.
So like does that apply just to jerseys though, or does that apply to like any sports memorabilia that you choose to get signed, like a baseball or I mean obviously there's no such thing as like a fake. I don't think there's like a fake baseball or a
Well,
fake bat.
some people might only want like legitimate Major League Baseball signed, opposed to like some random one you buy at, you know, like Sports Authority.
Yeah,
So for me, that wouldn't matter either, because either way, I'm gonna get the side sign that doesn't have any inscription or anything on it. So even with that, I mean, it's just like with a baseball bat. Like if I was to get a base, like I have a baseball bat signed by Eric Burns. Like if I have a baseball bat signed, I don't need to get a legitimate, you know, major league bat. It's long, you know, it's more about just them signing something that has to do with their sport, in my eyes. You know what I mean? So
sure.
that's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, no, that's a great opinion because you know I'm very new when it comes to like I've dabbled with a lot of like meet and greets with like voice actors and celebrities and stuff like you know Comic Cons and stuff like that. But like when it comes to like sports meet and greets, this is like meeting Frank Gore was like probably one of the first that I've done, at least you know for me because I don't really when it comes to like watching sports and going to like games and stuff like that. I don't really have like opportunity, like not necessarily that I don't have opportunities, but I've never really explored like doing those like type of meets and greets at like sports memorabilia stuff because um this thing with Frank Gore, you know, it was like literally down my neighborhood. It was like Westgate. I don't know if you
Yeah,
know. Yeah, it was like right there at that mall. And he was doing a signing for one day, which was like literally like 15 minutes from my work, you know, like around where I stay at. And I was like, yo, that's a no-brainer for me. So I'm gonna go. So like I get there and I'm like a complete rookie, bro. Like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know how this works. So I asked the person at the end of the line, I'm like, is this the line for Frank Gore? Obviously, because everybody's like wearing Niner gear. But
yeah,
yeah, you gotta go to the front. You gotta buy a ticket if you didn't do a pre-order yet. So I was like, okay, fine. So go to the front. I tell him, and the dude tells me, he's like, well, what are you trying to do? And I'm like, well, I'd like to do a picture and a meet and greet. And then I asked him, like, do you guys have like a combo? Tells me the deal. And they had like a bunch of stuff. They're like, all right, are you getting your own item signed? Or you bring, you know, do you want something here? And I was like, oh damn, dude, I got overwhelmed because the line was moving and I didn't want the line to get any more deeper than it was. So I brought my little mini helmet with me, my Riddle helmet, just in case. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to spend. And you know, I text you about this,
yeah,
but like, it got me thinking, bro. Because this dude right after me, he went behind me and he was on his phone, dude, and he was like talking to somebody on his phone. He had like 3 jerseys that were all Frank Gore jerseys from the Niners from like the 2005 2000 basically his rookie season,
yeah,
and like he was like, oh, what do you want? Like, where do you want him to sign it? Would you want an inscription? And he's like, bro. And I just hear him. He's like talking. He's like, bro, these jerseys are so rare, bro. Like, you know, they're so expensive online. And I'm like looking and I'm like, dude, these jerseys are fake.
yeah,
Like, they're not authentic, like, jerseys, but like,
yeah.
you know, he was just so in amazing awe because of the triple layer stitching, you know, those
D-
jerseys. And I don't want to say nothing because it's not my place to be like, yo,
yeah,
that jersey's fake, you know, because he seemed like, what the, you know, but like, anyways, it just got me thinking, like, does it devalue the item? Like, or does it devalue? I don't think it would devalue the autograph personally for me, but somebody coming from like the Jersey head community and stuff like that, I would imagine like some of us would frown upon that. I mean, maybe not you, but I don't know. It just made me feel like really weird, like some type of way. Like, huh?
So it's like this: if I was gonna buy, let's say I wanted to like for my because this room here is this isn't my room. This is like my office that I'm in. So I have the kind of like a couple things of that. So if I was to want to buy an autographed jersey of whoever, right? Let's say Frank Gore, right? I want to buy an autographed Frank Gore jersey to frame up, and
Mhm.
I had the option between an authentic jersey that, and I'm saying the jersey's already signed. It's got the PSA or whatever, all that certificated, and it's already in the case. If I had to choose between an authentic and just some off-brand, not official item, and
Mhm.
obviously the authentic jersey is probably going to cost more, I would probably pay the less price to get to have the non-official item jersey, because at the end of the day, it's still his autograph.
Yeah, I
Like
get
I
that.
said, with anything else, if it's a jersey I'm buying to wear, I'm not getting anything under authentic, so it's different. But with the autographs, though, to me, it's a little different because it's more about just having the autograph on the jersey opposed to it being an authentic. Plus, I wouldn't even want to buy an authentic jersey autograph because I want to wear it, because it's authentic. I'd want to actually
See
wear the
that?
jersey. So having it on a non-licensed item would make it easier for me to not want to take it out and wear it. So for me, I'd probably prefer it on that, to be honest. But that's just me.
Yeah. See, that's kind of where I was at with it because I was like, I was wearing his jersey. It was authentic, and I was like, I could get this signed technically, but then I wouldn't. I mean, I personally am not one of those people to wear autographed jerseys. I've seen
Yeah.
people do it at games. I'm like, bro, I don't know how the hell you could do something like that, but I'm personally not one of those people. But it was like definitely it was hard for me to pick and choose, dude, because I'm assessing it from two different type like communities. I'm assessing it from like an autograph community standpoint, but then I'm also assessing it from a Jersey head, you know, purist standpoint, if you will.
Yeah.
Let me just highlight this comment. Tyler says, not much. Man, got some Jersey work to do this weekend. I got to show you how Fanatics ship their old camo. Oh shit! I'm assuming they probably bamboozled you, bro. Which I hope I'm wrong, but if you want to hop on, Tyler, the link is in the description or in the chat. So yeah, so like what about like with, for example, like you have a legit Barry Bonds autograph, but the on a jersey, but the jersey's just like awful, like god awful, like it looks like foil, bro, like the
Yeah.
12, the numbers. Like would you still be okay with that, or would you cough up the extra cash if you had it to get his signature on a legitimate like majestic jersey?
Damn, that's rough. Cause that's rough. Cause I mean,
See? It's not that
I,
easy, bro.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's actually a hard question. I don't know. Because like I said, if I was to get like a Bonds autograph, who was like my idol growing up, I would want it to look right. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
well, this is my thing though. Not to change the whole thing. I prefer pictures autograph, like a picture in game autograph. That's just. I mean, I know we're talking about jerseys, so that's obviously the topic. But like for me, my choice is always going to be a picture of the player because I have a few. I have like Vita Blue, Jeremy Newberry. I used to have a Jerry Rice. I have a Joe Montana. I got a couple pictures autographed. I just like the action shots better. That's my preferred item to be autographed
Like
personally.
pictures of them, like of the athlete and stuff, or
Yeah,
pictures
like
of
of the athlete in action. Like if it's
oh,
Bonds,
gotcha.
him hitting. If it's
Yeah.
Frank Gore, him running, running with the football. Like that. That's my preferred autograph item.
Right, right. Yeah, it's tough, man, because I was really contemplating on having him for originally first I was gonna have him sign a football. I was looking for
Uh,
one of those team 49er footballs. Um and I started thinking about it, but I was just like, well, what if I was like thinking to myself, like, well, what if like the Niners win another division? then they gotta add another division on here? Or what if they win another Super Bowl? Like, I thought about that because I was like, okay, this is dope because it has like all the number of divisions they've won, the number of Super Bowls they won, and all the accomplishments the team has. But I'm like, obviously the Niners are gonna accomplish more stuff, so this will make this like, I don't know. Like at first I was like, okay, well I'm gonna scratch that off. So then I thought about getting a regular NFL football league license football. And I thought to myself, I was like, well, what if like if I get more people to sign this, and then I was like, I don't know. I had all these questions in my head and I narrowed it down to either a jersey or a photo, like you said, like a poster.
Yeah, like these are a couple I got. Like I got a Roger Craig.
Oh, that's dope.
I got Vita Blue.
That's fire.
Jeremy Newberry, for anyone who remembers him, the center back in the day. My bad, my angles are horrible, but
you're good, bro.
And then Lance Schulters, I think he was a safety or a corner. God damn, I'm horrible at this.
Yeah, that's fire.
But I used to have a Montana and a Rice, which I actually sold them back in the day.
So, like for those photos that you have, did you actually acquire them in person or did you buy them?
So they're actually, they're all, I actually got these from other people. Either people had them, like, and I either traded for them or like the Vita Blue, my aunt was at a restaurant. He just happened to be there signing this picture, and she just like gave it because she knew she didn't want it, so she gave it to me. So a lot of them were just other people. I don't think any of them. I actually don't think I've got any of them, the pictures myself signed. But when I was a kid, I used to get all type of autographs. But I used to if I go to my parents' house, I have baseballs full of autographs. Because my mom we used to go before games and get them during batting practice. I have cards autographed. I have baseballs. We used to stay after because we wait for the players to come out. Mine's are mostly baseball. We wait for the players to come out, and because we knew where they'd leave the stadium, and some of them would walk out, or some of them would stop their car and they'd sign autographs. So I got a few like that, and then I got what do you call it? The only time I actually went to my own, like what you went to for Frank Gore, was at Terrell Owens when I was in like middle school. Damn. He was at a Sports Authority in San Mateo.
That's when he was playing in SF?
Yeah, he was still on the Niners. So this was that. Like I said, I was in like middle school. I was young. I might have been in elementary school. We went, and it was a long line, like you said. They even had, while you're waiting in line, they had a field goal set up for like you to kick an extra point to see how. So like it was. But I got that on. They gave out these little footballs, these little squishy ones. So I got, and it's mess. I don't even know where it is anymore, which sucks because that's one of my favorite players. But
yeah,
but this one is like one of my favorites. I don't know if you remember Mark Pryor, but he was on the Cubs.
Mark Pryor, yeah.
That's Bonds coming out to fight him, and Pryor signed it. So it's kind of like,
he didn't oppose it.
If I was to get Bonds to autograph that shit would be, that stuff would be insane.
Did he oppose it? Like he was like, "Nah, get that photo out of here," or was he?
So this lady who used to work for my dad, her son used to play at USC with Mark Pryor, so she has a good relationship with him. So she was her idea to get it. He didn't care. So
damn, that's dope.
But
that's cool.
I like the action photos best usually to get signed. But baseballs are easy because they're smaller. Footballs take up a lot more space than and basketballs take up a lot more space. But
right.
Yeah,
I might, because like the place that I got where I did the meet and greet, they had them sign. They had Gore sign a bunch of other stuff for the store. I'm sure which they're probably selling there, in case somebody missed out on the meet and greet. But like, he was signing some dope photos, dude, because there was a lot of great photos of him in there, and there was a lot of like artists too, like independent artists that did like artwork of Gore when he was playing like at Candlestick and stuff like that, and it was like really cool to see, like to see like these artists and all these like different types of artwork of these players and having him sign and stuff like that. But I was like really trying to think like, how should I do this like moving forward, because they have a lot of those shows out here. I mean, obviously, like out here in the Bay, like assuming when COVID is gone, like I'm assuming they're gonna have a lot more guests. Like there was actually an event a couple months ago. It was a card show in the city. And I don't know if I told you about this, but Gore was there, Patrick Williams was there, Roger Craig, Garrison Hurst, like all these Niner greats were there, and I couldn't go, and I was like, damn, dude. But I really would love to have gone. But if I went, I was like, what should I have him sign? You know, should I just get a photo and have him sign it, or have him sign something else? And
So we're lucky in the. I mean, I'm not in the Bay anymore, but being from the Bay and you being in the Bay, I used to get I forgot what company it was, but they always throw up big events where they'll be like literally like 40 players, and it'll be all Bay Area teams. There'll be Giants legends, A's legends, Warriors, Niners, Sharks, Raiders when they were still in the Bay, and there'll be like 40 different players there. And obviously, you might get if you're getting one of the like a Montana that's going to cost more, opposed to if you get I don't know some other player that wasn't as good for the Niners. But they have events like that. I used to get them in the mail they would give me the heads up of the dates and where it was at. Like I forgot. I don't get them anymore, but I used to. But it would be like 30, 40 different players, headlined by the main few. But and they'll all be there. So I mean, they have a lot of those in the Bay for sure. I mean, I'm sure other areas do too, but the Bay, we just got so many teams that it's easier to have events full of athletes, opposed to other places might only have one sports team.
yeah, it's crazy because they actually they had a couple of ex-Raider players that were doing signings out here. I mean, the Bay still has love for for the Raiders.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
They moved, but what is the most that you would ever spend on an autograph or a meet and greet?
See, I don't do the autographs anymore, to be honest.
Okay.
So for me, I wouldn't. I rather just spend the money on like a jersey or something. Because when I was younger, I used to be big on, like I said, all the autographs I have are from when I was younger. I haven't got autographs in years. I've had times where I was at a Giants game and they're signing during batting practice, and I just don't really sign anymore. I'm just kind of don't really trip, but so I really don't have an amount because I probably wouldn't spend, to be honest. But I mean, they're cool. But like I mean, if I just ran into the event and it wasn't that much, I mean, and it was a player I wanted, it would be cool just to add up to the wall. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a price because, like I said, I don't really. All my autographs are old autographs, really.
Yeah. I mean, is there anybody out there though that you would love to meet that you haven't met yet? I mean, obviously, I'm sure you'd love to meet like Barry Bonds or something, but is there anybody's autograph out there that you would want, like, still to this day?
Let me. I mean, yeah. I mean, if there was anyone I could have, it would definitely just have to be Bonds because that's what started my love in sports in general. Which I mean, me falling in love with baseball led me to other sports. So if I could get anyone, it's Bonds. I probably wouldn't want to meet him though because I've heard enough about him to not really probably want to meet him, to be honest. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, that's another bad thing about meeting certain people is that you find out who they really are. Sometimes it's better to just know them on the field than in real life. But I mean, yeah. But I mean, if I could have any, actually, you know what? If I could have any autograph, I'd have to go Bonds and probably Willie Mays after. Because Willie Mays is probably a player that I look up to a lot, but I didn't actually watch him play. Like I said, Barry Bonds. I mean, through college, my number was 25 too, so that was like also so. I'd have to go with Bonds, and then football, it would have to be like. I mean, I think Jerry Rice. I mean, us being Niners fans, I don't think you can go wrong with like Jerry Rice.
Oh no, for sure, dude.
So
I'd love to meet Rice from the Niners. I'd love to meet Rice. I'd love to meet obviously Montana.
Rice is a everyone I've known a lot of people who met him because him living in the Bay and his when I was in high school, actually his son played against my high school and he was at the game and a bunch of people met him. I've never heard anyone say anything bad about Rice. So I've heard he's a super cool guy, super humble. So that's someone that would be cool to meet just because he's obviously seems he's a good person from what I've heard.
What about Montana?
I haven't heard good things about him, to be honest. I've heard a lot more good things about Steve Young than Montana when it comes to just who they are as a
person. Yeah.
So
I've heard about the same thing. I heard about Montana being like very stuck up.
Yeah.
And he's like super like nah. Like if you see him out in public and you just ask for like a photo or a handshake, he won't even like greet you or nothing. That's what I heard. I've never met him, so it's hard to say.
My aunt aunt used to work at a I forgot where she was working at Walgreens in San Francisco. She was working somewhere in San Francisco, and he actually came to the store. And she said he kind of said hi to everyone, but it's not like he was like it was a big she's not the one to go out of her way to talk to him, but he just like gave them the the two fingers and said what's up and all that. But it's crazy. I've actually met I met a good amount of players. I met Jeff Kent. He used to live a few blocks from me. When I was when I was younger, when he was on the Giants, and I went to his house when I was in elementary school on Halloween, dressed up as him. I had a Jeff Kent jersey, so I had like the pants and everything. And he happened to be in front of his house giving out candy, and he was just talking to all the neighborhood kids. He was super nice. I came with a card of him too, just in case, because I'm like, we're gonna go by his house anyway. And so my mom was like, she asked him, he's like, oh, would you sign the card? And he was super. I've heard a lot of bad things about him, but he was actually that when I met him, he was super nice. Actually, he signed the autograph. I mean, I don't know if it was just because it's Halloween and his wife was there, but he was like, when I met him, he was someone that I've heard bad things about that is actually super nice. So, I mean, when I met him that one time, people are different day to day, but
Yeah, no, I feel you. I mean, it's tough because like first impressions go a long way. You know what I mean? They mean a lot to a lot of people. Like they certainly do for me. Because I've met actors who I've really looked up to, like with characters that they played on TV shows and stuff like that. And then, they're really cool characters that they play on, that they portray on TV. But then you meet them in person, you're like, what the hell is this? Like you're nowhere near this person. And it's because obviously they call them actors for a reason because they're acting. You know what I mean? But
and
still,
that's and that's what's made me just thinking about that, because I think about that sometimes with actors, because I never met any actors, but the respect for the craft of acting, because you look at like someone like Bob Saget who just died.
Yeah,
he seems on the Full House, he was the most wholesome guy in the world, the wholesome dad. But if you saw any of the stuff he did outside of Full House, he was like the raunchiest, like. So that made me respect his acting, because I'm like, damn, for him to be able to be that guy but play that, it's like that shows his skill. You know what I mean? In reality, but I mean, that's why sometimes it's not as good to meet certain people, because you know, at the end of the day, you can't. At the end of the day, they're because you're good at a sport, or because you could have an act, or because you could act, or you could sing, or you could rap, doesn't make you a good person necessarily. And so it is what it is.
I feel it. Just highlight some comment real quick, because there is a comment in here. It says, Jacob says, I watched a video you did on Niner jersey. You showed a few months from the late 90s with the gold around the numbers. I don't know why those have always been my favorites, but how do you find those? I have one. Well, first off, Jacob, it should be your favorite, because that's my favorite too. There you go. And we got the TO right there with the what was that? They're 96, 95?
96 rookie season. The only year that they wore the gold, that they had the three colored names with the gold, because that was the only year that they did the gold on the names.
Right. So that jersey, Jacob, to answer your question, they're really hard to find. You could find they do pop up every now and then on eBay and third party sites. I haven't seen any bootleg versions of Adidas brand Wilson for that jersey. However, I have seen fake Reebok ones, so I would definitely recommend doing some research before you go and look for that jersey. But as far as I know, all the Adidas ones that I've seen, all the Wilson Pro Line ones that I've seen, and some of the older Reebok stuff that I've seen, actually, you could find them. You could find them for pretty reasonable deals. Yeah, the white one, that's fire. Is that Adidas?
Yeah, that's a 99.
Fire. Yeah, that's I actually have that jersey. But the player that I have, man, I'm trying to remember, because I think I have a Steve Young in that style as well, made by Adidas, and my TO is actually made by Adidas as well. He says, I have a Jesse Sapolu in that style. Thanks for answering my question. Yeah, no problem, bro.
That's dope.
Sapolu was fire. Yeah, especially that style.
Yeah.
So I was like looking at players that I wanted to get for the Niners, and obviously these jerseys, if I'm gonna find them, they got to be custom, because I don't think any retailers made them. But I definitely want to get me a Bubba Paris 49ers jersey. Brent Jones has been another one. I'm talking about like older era, golden era of Niners. Um, those are the two, and then I would love to get me a Bryant Young, like
Yeah, I want a Bryant Young or a Julian Peterson.
Yeah, that's. We have too many good damn players, dude.
E-
On this squad, bro. It's like,
even
damn,
even
bro.
like a Derek Smith would be dope, or Derek Smith or Garrison Hurst.
hmm
The problem is a lot of those jerseys from those times that you find are like size 50, like 6, and because that's back when everyone wore huge jerseys, so they're just huge, and I'm like, yo, I can't wear that anymore.
Yeah,
So
no, they're tough because those jerseys, like, yeah, you're right. Like they made them during the big era. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
the
yeah,
really big era. So, I could put it on tap, and if you want, XL, I'm willing to trade though. Shoot me some pictures. I'd love to see it because I actually already have. I have Jesse Sapolu's Hawaii jersey when he was playing as a Rainbow. Um, and then I also have his Niner jersey from it's the one I think it's from their 93 season, if I'm not mistaken. But I definitely Sapolu is one of my favorite guys. I mean, him being, Samoan and me being like Pacific Islander, definitely kind of hits home for me. Um Lee Woodall. Yeah, I mean, see, that's the thing with like the 49ers players, dude, because like there's so many great players that played for our squad, and I have so many Niners jerseys, but I'm very selective, like with the players I get. Like for now, for instance, too, like I would love to have a Fred Warner. I'd love to get a Debo Samuel, but there's other players that I want too. Like I want to get a Joe Staley. Like I've been trying to get his jersey customized. I was thinking of stripping my Jimmy G and having his
I
jersey too.
would, just to be honest.
I was like, yo, at this point, I think it's safe to say like Jimmy's not, he's
Yeah,
not the guy. You know what I mean? So
I got a the Scarlet Red from Fanatics, the Juice Kyle Juice jersey on the way.
oh, really? That's dope.
I like the players like that don't get as much recognition, but are a huge part of the offense.
Yeah, for
So
sure. I mean, there was so many players like, I mean, even John Taylor, he's another player that I would
yeah, I was
love.
gonna say that. Yeah, that 82 is a nice number too.
Yeah, nah, for sure. I have a John Taylor jersey, but it's like one of those cheaper jerseys, like the screen printed versions of them and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I have one of those. And then I know Mitchell and Ness, they did from their legacy line. I know they did Brian Young. Um, they made his jersey too, but
You
uh,
know, you know whose jersey I saw for like $300. It's a team issued one, was Dana Stubblefield, but I can't get
oh
it. I can't get it because I mean, you know why he's in prison, right?
yeah, because of what he did.
I
Yeah,
think that's why it's so cheap, because that guy Crook Cards on eBay, he has so many, he has all type of team issued. So I I wanted to get it, but I'm just like, yo, I can't walk around with that.
no, trust. I feel the same way, dude. I mean, it's almost like it's almost like you're wearing. I can imagine like people who are Patriots fans wearing like rocking an Aaron Hernandez jersey, like
Yeah, yeah. So
you
it's
know,
like,
it's kind of like bad juju, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And or like OJ Simpson, for example. Like I personally wouldn't be able to wear his jersey, but
yeah, I'm not a. It's funny. So some people would, some people want to wear OJ Simpson, but
no, I know because of. I mean, don't get me wrong, he was a tremendous football player, but aside from all that, bro, like dude's guilty.
no, yeah, for sure. So
So
and it's messed up too, because he's a San Francisco. I mean, he's from San Francisco, born and raised. Like, he's a
exactly,
San Francisco guy.
Bay Area dude. I
So
know, I know.
oh, what's crazy is my uncle played against him in high school.
Really?
My uncle, I'm trying to think. Cause wait, do you know? Did he go to Galileo? Where did OJ go?
Let me look it up actually.
Because I always get it mixed. This uncle, I rarely see. He played on the Niners practice squad for 1 year, but
Mhm.
he either played with or against. I'm pretty sure it was against OJ though. I don't think he played with. I'm pretty sure he played because OJ was maybe 2 years older. My uncle was an
Wow.
offensive lineman, but he played against OJ back in high school. I know at some point.
Yeah, he went to Galileo.
Well,
It doesn't say what year though, but he did go. Damn, OJ is 74 now. Holy man, that's crazy, bro.
what's crazy is too he's the most probably infamous killer out of San Francisco. Like
I
literally,
believe it, bro. I believe it.
He's probably the.
I believe
But
it. Yeah, nah, I believe it, bro. Like I don't know. I mean, it's one. Obviously, this is a case. It's like one of those like famous the wrong reason type cases and stuff
yeah,
like
for
that.
sure.
You know what I mean? But I mean, if you don't know who OJ is and what he did, then obviously you don't know. You've been living under a rock. But it's like one of those things like where just because and again goes back to like looking at it from an athlete stand, like you're a lot of people don't realize that like these athletes are people at the end of the day, regardless of their accomplishments. Like that guy behind me right there, that Jordan poster I have, like,
Yeah.
dude, Jordan, from what I've heard, is like the biggest SOB, like
The worst
rude.
and the worst thing about him, I heard he's not even bad. He's not even only bad to fans, but he's bad to like others, like even other celebrities. He's like,
Yeah, yeah.
but OJ, I read an article that when he was younger, like in high school, they had him, Willie Mays, visit him to like try to talk to him and be like, because I guess he was already getting in trouble in high school. Willie Mays came. The team sent Willie Mays like, "Yo, can you talk to this kid? He's talented. He's from San Francisco. You're a big Giants player. Can you talk to OJ, to this high school kid, and try to like, I don't know, motivate him and get him on the right track?" So like, since he was young, he was already like kind of getting into stuff.
Yeah, I believe it, man. Let me just highlight some comments real quick. I am Human 93 wasn't the Zodiac killer from San Fran too. I don't know who that is.
You don't know Zodiac Killer?
Nah, I don't know who that is. Maybe I've
Well,
been living under a rock.
Zodiac. I mean, no one knows where he's from because they still don't know who it was. But he killed some people in San Francisco, but he was killing all around. He killed in Salinas, Napa. He was killing all through the Bay Area and Northern California. But he did kill a couple people in San Francisco. I think he killed at least one person in San Francisco.
Really? Did they ever catch him?
Nope.
That's crazy.
He was sending letters to the San Francisco Chronicle after he killed people, and he made a whole. That's why he called the Zodiac Killer. He had zodiac signs and stuff, and he was just he was killing people for years. It's crazy. There's a movie. It's a really good movie. You should watch it. It's just called Zodiac.
I'll have to check it out. Jacob says I get on a crap being a Niner fan from Portland when Seattle right now up the way, but they're always here on TV. I kind of kill a group. That's what's up, bro. Rep your teams, man. I mean, no matter where you're from, bro. That's the thing that what I've noticed about like Niner fans is they're all over the place. Like obviously, you go to any state, if any different state is playing the Niners, bro, I'm almost willing to bet like some money on that you're gonna see a bunch of Niner fans out there.
We have a whole Niners bar out here in Long Beach. It's a 49ers bar.
That's what's up. Yeah, one of my homies too. He actually he was in Houston this past weekend during the Niners Cowboys game, and there was a bar out there like you mentioned that like a Niner bar. So that's super dope, dude. That's definitely that kind of puts me at ease. Like if I ever move out of the Bay, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I know I could find a place where there's like Niner fans out there.
The two teams that you'll probably find the most fans of outside is going to be the Niners everywhere, and then the Warriors now as of late, just because of Curry and all that. When I was in South Dakota, you see all type of kids with Warriors stuff, and I'm like, you've never even been to the Bay Area, but they're all Warriors fans.
Yeah.
There's Warriors fans everywhere. You go into Foot Locker and there's cutouts of Curry. So Warriors are everywhere too now. They're like the Yankees.
Sam says I want to say Rockets game broadcasting that day, which was a finals game, was cut due to the Bronco chase. Damn.
Yep. The famous chase.
Rez, who is your favorite football player currently playing and retired? Currently football player, are you talking about from my team or just in the whole NFL? Because if we're talking about in the whole, or if you're talking about my team, I would say right now, dude, obviously I like Debo a lot. For a while, Nick Bosa was my guy. I really liked him. I like him. And then obviously like with George Kittle, it's hard to say because like when it comes to football and stuff like that, like Frank Gore, that era of football, was probably like the last era that I like stopped following people like that. You know what I'm saying? From football, at least, because when those guys were playing, you know, like Alex Smith, Frank Gore, Patrick Willis, Vernon Davis, like those guys, Kaepernick, those were my guys. Like that was the squad. After that team lost the Super Bowl against the Ravens, I'm like I stopped watching for a little bit. Like I was just so heartbroken, dude. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Um, but you know, yeah, I would say right now probably between Debo Samuel, Kittle, or Fred Warner. Those are probably for the Niners at least. Like, um, and then obviously like Tom Brady is like a goat, bro. Like I know it's easy to say Tom Brady, but like
Bay Area guy.
Bay Area dude, exactly. Like he grew up with what, San Mateo, right?
San Mateo. I went to Sarah High School.
Whew. That'd be dope to have like a San Mateo jersey or something like that. That'd be fire. We have like 3 Niner bars here too. That's what's up. I'm from Texas, and there's a bunch of Niner fans here. Yeah, I believe it, bro. There was a lot of Niner fans at that Cowboys AT&T Stadium too.
So when I was at the Rams game, it was probably like over like 50, at least 50% Niners fans.
Damn,
it was crazy. It felt like a home game.
That's crazy. That was supposed to say I get a ton of crap. I just can't spell. No, I got you. I heard you. Niners all day. D Money 503. Oregon Niners fans, bro. Best believe when we play Seattle, our presence is there. That's what's up. I would love to go to Seattle, man, and rep the Bay stuff out there. I think the only time that I would be repping Seattle stuff is if the Sonics were still there, which they're not, and maybe the Kraken. But I'm a Sharks guy, so can't really be doing that.
Timo Meyer 5 goals.
Timo Meyer, bro, looking pretty good, man. And then we whooped the Kings. Like, oof, good day to be a Sharks fan.
Oh
yeah. Don't forget Crabtree and Goldson. I wasn't a Crabtree guy.
Don't forget Justin Smith. That was my favorite.
Justin Smith, player. Yo, he's another dude that was under.
That guy could have no sacks a game, but you knew he put pressure on the quarterback every single play. Every single play.
Nah, for sure.
He destroyed Drew Brees, and it was in the playoff game. He was all over him.
Yo, what happened to him, dude? I know he retired, but like, damn, bro, like he just fell off the map, dude.
He seems like one of those guys. He probably went back to the farm and is just lifting up bulls and stuff, doing some crazy stuff. That dude was a monster.
I totally forgot about him, but yeah, he was dope, dude. Everybody gets like, it's hella funny because I remember when he left, his jerseys went on clearance, and this was when I wasn't buying jerseys, dude. And literally, I get to like some local store out here in the Bay, and they were selling a bunch of clearance Niner jerseys, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we have a bunch of Smith jerseys, dude." Look, I'm glad I didn't buy it because that was Aldon Smith.
Oh.
And I literally almost like bought like a handful of them, dude. Like from me and my homies, and I realized I was like, "Yo, this is the wrong Smith. This is Aldon Smith." I'm like, "Nah, I'm good."
It's when I was at the Rams game, I saw a girl walking in with the Justin Smith, and it was kind of like I didn't get a good glance at it, but it looked authentic. I almost felt like asking her, like, "Yo, can I do you want to sell that?" Because I've been wanting a Justin Smith jersey, but you can't find them, and
nah, they're gone, dude.
Yeah, they're not good. So it's kind of like, damn, like because that's a jersey I would want.
Yeah, he's one of those players. Like I said, like unless you live in the Bay, like the chances of you having his jersey, the only way you'll probably get one is if you get it customized. At this point,
exactly.
So. Jacob, we should still be undefeated in Super Bowls. Shaking my head. The one versus the Ravens. You're at goal.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know, man.
We had 4 chances to go 5 yards, and we threw it every time. Or what happened again?
IBM, what up?
Crazy.
What up? I try not to think about that.
That was crazy. Oh yeah, Ahmad Brooks was all over Drew Brees too. He was all over Drew Brees too.
I'm telling you. So many dope players, dude. So many dope players.
Bowman, Willis, that whole defense was dope. We had Dante Hittner,
yeah. That's fire, dude. Jealous of the Sharks. Has never been a good day to be a Coyotes fan. But you guys got dope-ass jerseys, man. I'd love to get a Coyotes jersey, but hockey jerseys are not cheap, bro. I mean, I'm sure you understand this. But so let me just go backtrack real quick to the like the autograph thing, because I know there's people out there. I have a friend who's like a diehard autograph, I guess junkie, if you will.
Yeah.
Like he usually gets a lot of stuff customized, and he has them sign it. So like obviously for him, he is totally against the whole thing with having custom jerseys signed because he says that they're crap.
Mhm.
But he does understand, obviously, he said it's two different worlds that you're talking about. You're talking about the jersey head community and the jersey enthusiasts, and you're talking about people who are more into the autograph realm of things where they only want to have stuff that is fully authenticated and scripted, like 5-time Pro Bowler or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever stuff they have on their belt and stuff. But um, like I guess for me personally, like I don't want to have my collection where everything is autographed. Like that's not why. I mean, it's a great thing to have, but like with Frank Gore, he's one of those guys that I look up to. I still
Yeah.
look up to, and I just wanted to make sure, like moving forward, if I ever meet him again, which I'm sure I might have the opportunity to do so, but like if I ever do get that chance, should I have him sign a jersey? And if so, which jersey route should I take in having him sign? Because I have his jersey, his rookie season jersey, um, made by Reebok, which is a little bit bigger for me. I mean, it's a size 54. Usually I wear like 50, 52, but like I was contemplating on getting that jersey tailored originally, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, would it just be better to have him autograph the jersey? I don't know. Like
I
I'm trying.
mean, I feel like if you don't want it to be something that's super like some non-licensed item, I mean, you can always just go the replica route and get like a cheaper. It's still licensed. It still looks decent, but it's just a replica jersey.
Right, right. Yeah, I thought about doing that too, because then I started thinking about like, well, what about if I meet like an NBA player and then I have him sign like a swingman jersey? Like obviously
Yeah,
it's still not the authentic, genuine uh,
item.
item. It's just the quality of the jersey is a little bit less, than what it was. So
Yeah, and I mean, like I'm saying, it's to me, it's gonna be up on the wall in a case, so it's not like I don't know. I mean, that's just me. That's just me.
yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying. By the way, guys, if anybody wants to hop on, the link is in the chat room. I will bump the link again if you guys want to hop on and kind of share your thoughts. Jacob says, I'm jumping off. Thanks for this love. The interaction. I'll send the jersey pick and 30 Kuna stakes. Yeah, no, for
All
sure,
right,
brother.
Jacob.
Appreciate you, Jacob, for hopping on. I am Human 93 says, Yo, Rez, do you have any Ebbets Field NFL jerseys in your collection? I do not, but the man that's on screen with me does. Maybe you could give some insight on that.
Yeah. What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he's asking. What I could tell you from what I've heard, I am Human 93 is that the jerseys, the Ebbets NFL jerseys, the sizings have been very inconsistent.
Yeah.
That's
I think that they're new. I mean, they're newer to the NFL jersey, so there's gonna be some hiccups, obviously.
mhm.
And I'll tell you this right now, Jacob. If you get a Doreen, you can't see it right now, but when you hang it up, put a white shirt or some shirt in between because you can't really see it on this phone. But yeah, you can. Can you?
Here, let me highlight your screen real quick.
I don't know if you can see it that well, but the the tags from the back seep through to the front. So my bad. You can't really see it on this damn camera, but so these tags here, the imprint is now on the front, which if you saw me wearing it, you'd see it. So I talked to them. They told me to iron it, and if anything, if it doesn't come out, just they'll send me a new one, which is gonna take 6 to 8 weeks. So all I'll tell you is if you get a Doreen, make sure to just keep a white tee or something in between so that the tag in the back doesn't go through to the front.
He says, I'm just curious as to how they fit and basic info on them. I'm thinking about getting a Lenny Dawson jersey.
If I were you, I'd go a size smaller because with all Ebbet stuff, they're going to be a little bit size bigger. So if you're and then they also don't do number sizes. It's just like large, extra large. So if you wear larges, I'd say go with like a medium. I mean, but it depends. Do you like your jerseys baggy or do you like them? Do you like them fitted, tight, baggy, like loose? Like how do you like your jerseys fitted?
Yeah, see, and that's the question that I get a lot on my YouTube, my videos is like, what size should I get? I can't answer that question for you because everybody has a different. It really all depends on the preference. preference of style. Like my best advice, I always try to steer the person who's asking the question towards a size chart because the size chart will give you a better understanding. Just because I'm 220 pounds and I'm 5'9" doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna fit the same for you, you know, who is also the same height, same build, or I mean, same weight. You might have a different build, you know. You might have an athletic build. Like for me, I have very broad shoulders, so like when it comes to the new Nike jerseys currently from the NBA, like I usually go a size up. So I
Yeah,
usually
I
get
have to.
a 2X, you know, instead of an
Yeah,
X. So
because I'm with the Nikes. I mean, with most jerseys, the 48 is probably a good size for me. I have to go 52 with those. Even the
yeah,
56s even fit me decent, where it's not like it doesn't look crazy.
right.
But with the I'd say for the most part with Ebbets in general, I'd say go a size down from your regular size. So that's what I could tell you.
Yeah.
Unless you like it super baggy, go a size down. Hey, nice jersey, bro.
Yeah,
Oh,
what's up,
thanks,
man?
man.
What up, Big John with the say out? I see you. I
Oh
see you,
yeah,
bro.
man. It's his birthday.
I saw you post that earlier. Yeah, that's dope.
That's
Oh yeah,
fire.
man.
That's fire. Do you have it? Do you have it? His Patriots jersey or no?
I would love to get his Patriots jersey. Every time I find one, it's a fake.
Yeah, it's tough, bro. Cause like I'm a big Sayal guy too. You know, I'd love to get his Dolphins joint. It's crazy
Oh,
because like there's so with the Dolphins, man. Like I'm not a Dolphins fan, but there's like so many, like not so many, but there's a lot of Dolphins jerseys that I would love to have. Like I'd love to have an '84 Marino, his rookie jerseys. I want the white and that aqua. Whew,
Yeah.
it's so fire, dude. And then also his '94 jersey, like
Oh yeah.
oh.
the '94 season is so
The
fire.
Dan
Dude.
Marino jerseys are dope.
Yeah.
Even
And then
a Ricky Williams too would
I
be
was
hard.
I was just about to say, yeah, Ricky Williams is another one. I'd love to get me a Zach Thomas, you know, and just damn, bro. Like there's so many jerseys I want, but it's like I don't have the space. But
Zach Thomas,
um,
talking about meeting people. Zach Thomas, my mom's cousin's husband, they used to live in Miami, and he was in a like a workout group that Zach Thomas was in after he's retired, and he said Zach Thomas is like the nicest guy ever. So
that's crazy.
for what it's worth,
Yeah. It's so funny when you hear stories like that because you look at these guys and what they did on the field. And you're like, oh man, like I would not want to be in like the
Yeah.
same room with this dude, you know. But then they're like the nicest people that you'll ever meet. And then
Yeah.
there's like people who are like super nice, dude. And then when you hear about them, you're like, nah, I heard he's complete like a hole. So it's
Yeah.
like, that's
Rez,
crazy.
remember I told you about my uncle, my dad's brother, that used to live a block away from Jerry Rice?
Yeah. You
He
told
was
me about
telling us stories about Jerry, man. He was talking about how nice and humble he was, especially at the cookouts they would have.
that.
We were saying that earlier. Yep, everything I've heard about him is good.
Yep. Let me highlight this comment real quick. I am human, but I appreciate that info. Thanks for looking out. Be cool. Yeah. So I'm human 93. Like if you're talking about like for the NFL stuff for Ebbets, like you know, like you said, like Bay Area Throwback said, you know, they've run big. You know what I'm saying? So just hope that they don't screw you over like they did with with you, bro. Because that's another story. I don't know if you want to share that story on here, but that sounded like a headache.
Yeah, let's just say it took me about 4 or 5 months to finally get that jersey in my hand, and after having it in hand, now the tags bled to the front, so it's like still kind of like
That's what I'm afraid of, bro.
Baseball jerseys, perfect, great, but I'm saying the football, I think they're still getting used to it, so there's still going to be some hiccups on the way. So I'll tell you that. But if you don't care if it's fitted or baggy, if your regular size is fitted on you and you don't mind it baggy, you could stick with that. If your regular size is a little baggier, I'd say go a size down with Evans, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah, I got a pickup on the way as well. I got a custom one, so whenever it gets here, I'm definitely going to be posting it on the groups.
Is
That's
it Ebbets?
No, it's a basketball. What's his name? A True Custom.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working with him for the first time. So.
Fire. I hit him up a couple months ago, and I was like trying to think about getting some stuff from him, but money was just too tight. Like I got to be careful this year, bro. This is the year
quick,
for
man.
me, dude.
You want to talk about super fast?
Ooh. Is he quick?
Oh yeah, he's quick. I placed the order. Let's see, mid-November, and it's now coming in. I just paid for it a couple days ago, and he shipped it out
Wow.
Monday. So,
Oh yeah, I want to
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah, I definitely would like to get a few more pieces. Like not even a few more. Like I don't have any stuff from True Custom, but I'd definitely love to get me some stuff from him. But I have some orders with Mac too, Rivalry Sportswear that I'm
Yeah,
currently working
same
with.
with me.
I was talking to him, and once he clears up a little bit, I've already talked to him about like 2 I want to get because I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, Mitchell and Ness doesn't even make them right half the time, so why not trust someone who I know does more research
Yeah.
and who can make something that I can't get anywhere else. So I got a couple Warriors ones I think that me and him might work on, so work out. So
Since we're talking about Mac, if you're here, take your time with my jersey. Hopefully, you can get it done by April. For now, I'm good.
I'm in no rush to get those jerseys that I ordered with him. I will
I'm in
say
no
this
rush
though.
either.
I have like about probably a handful of jerseys that Mac is currently making for me right now. So what they are, that's to be continued, but I'm in no rush. I have plenty of stuff and content that I have yet to show on the channel. And just going back to what I was saying, I want to hop back into this main topic tonight because we have a new guest on here tonight, Big John. Salute to the homie. But I wanted to get your thoughts on this, John, because this has been something that has been recently flowing in my mind because of this past weekend. I met Frank Gore, 49er legend, in my opinion.
The
Definitely
tank.
the tank.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was super chill, super humble. A lot of people were asking me if I had him sign my jersey. I did not. I actually had him sign just a little mini helmet from the 49ers that I got. Is made by Riddle. But I guess the question is like, do you oppose the idea of having someone like an athlete sign a jersey if it's not official, genuine merchandise, if you will? Like it's like it's not real, like not authentic.
I look at it like this when it comes to jerseys. Instead of having a jersey sign, I'm one of those guys. I'm a card man. I'm a trading card collector. I would rather have my trading card signed than to have one of my, legit, authentic jersey signed because I like wearing my jerseys, man. And then I ended up having, if I get signed, obviously I got to get it framed up and all that, and I don't want to go through that hassle. I would rather just have my trading card signed.
That's respectable. I respect it. I mean, I'm the same way. I'm not one person to go out and have everybody sign my jersey of a player that I met. I mean, obviously having a jersey is a dope thing to have, especially if you have it framed. I guess with me, Frank Gore is probably, with the exception of maybe another player from the 49ers, that I'd love to have his jersey framed and signed because, like I said, the I guess the whole relationship that I have personally with Frank Gore, he's the guy that got me into watching football like that. I mean, obviously I watched football like for like as early as the 90s and stuff, but like he was the guy that actually reeled me in where I could honestly say like I was a legit 49er fan. Like, and it was like one of those things where getting to meet your childhood hero and stuff like that is very surreal. It's a surreal moment, especially if they're like a real stand-up person, you know what I mean? That just adds more bonus points, I think, to that type of experience. But I was contemplating on having him sign a jersey, you know what I mean? But I have jerseys for him to sign. It's just I want to wear my jerseys. And I'm not the type of person to wear a jersey that's signed, even though I've seen people do it. It's crazy, dude. I saw somebody one time when I went to a game in Candlestick, they were wearing an autographed Dwight Clark jersey. And I was like, you're nuts, bro. Like, it's like I would not be able to do that. And this dude was like chugging beers and throwing popcorn and probably spilling mustard and ketchup on his jersey or something. I don't know, dude. Like, I'm not that type of person to do that. But
neither am I, man.
At Sharks games, I see a lot of autographed jerseys at the Sharks games.
I see a lot of that too. Yeah, I see a lot of that too. Especially like multiple jerseys. I've seen Sharks fans with multiple jerseys on their jerseys that they're wearing, or multiple autographs on their. Sorry. I'm still recovering.
You talk about meeting Frank the Tank Gore. It's like me if I ever get to meet Brian Urlacher. He's the reason I really became a Bears fan. And I have a couple jerseys of his, but
right.
I don't know. I don't know if I would ever have him sign them though. But luckily for me, I am a trading card collector, so I got a bunch of his cards. So I just get them to sign those.
Sign for sure. Are you the type of person to get your cards graded, or you just
Oh
just
no,
have
I
them?
don't like mine graded, man.
No.
I keep my cards in a binder.
Okay, I got you.
Yep.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, the card thing, that's out of my expertise. I mean, I have cards. I collected cards when I was younger, but little did I know, like I would have never imagined like the value of cards, like having them authenticated and graded, and I would have never expected that. Like if you ask like 14-year-old me, like there's no way that I would have ever had imagined like what happened to the card community. It's crazy, bro.
Think how many people got rid of that shiny was it the Charizard card or whatever that
Oh my god,
when
bro.
they were kids. I just traded that off.
Dude, it's nuts, dude. Like how much these like cards like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, like it's stuff like what they're going for now. Like, bro, it's absolutely nuts because the thing is, like, I had all those cards and some, you know what I mean, back in the day, and I was like shoving these cards in my pocket and throwing them in my backpack, like, you know what I mean, like putting them in my lunch bag, like these cards were not kept well. What is that? Is that
Jim Miller, my PE coach, who happened to have Jim Miller, my PE coach in middle school.
Oh, that's dope. He
Who
signed
was
it for
also
you?
the barefoot punter for the 49ers.
Oh, yep, the barefoot punter.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
That's
It's
crazy.
so cool.
That's crazy. Who's your
you know-
who's your PE teacher?
Yep, he was my PE teacher. Dude, this is how crazy it
Yo,
was.
that's nuts, bro.
You know, whenever he would paddle somebody, you know how usually when you get paddled, you start crying? You know what some of my classmates would say after getting paddled by him? We got paddled by a Super Bowl champion.
You guys were still getting paddled in school?
Man,
That's great.
yeah, dude, we got him in high school.
Yo, that's great. That's
Where do you live again?
how
I'm from Mississippi.
Oh, okay. So okay, that's cool.
you're like,
that's
what?
crazy. I mean, hey, I'm a teacher, and I wish I could paddle some of these kids, but, so trust me.
Yo, that's nuts, bro.
Jim Miller tore him up. Now he tore some people up.
That's crazy.
He liked me though.
I'm sure he liked you, bro.
Style.
Yeah, you're like built to play football, bro. So I'm sure he would you.
I didn't play in middle school, man. The head coach, don't even get me started with him. He was a butthole. It wasn't until I came over to high school he started being nice to me. And guess what? Apparently he was a big wrestling fan the whole time.
That's dope.
So that's how he started liking me.
Those types of stories, man, I love them, man. I love hearing different stories from everybody from all around the world, especially when there were players of people that used to play for like our teams and stuff like that. That's so dope. That's dope to hear. I'm gonna highlight some comments real quick. D Money.
Here's his Ole Miss card.
You said Ole Miss?
Ole Miss.
Yep,
that's
Ole
dope.
Miss.
That's dope.
That's fire. Damn, so like he didn't charge you to sign those, right? You just brought him to school or something?
Yeah, he signed them for me when I brought him to school.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, he used to tell us stories about, Joe Montana and, Bill Walsh, and, he even let me try on his Super Bowl ring once.
Wow.
Bro, you got Yo, that's goals right there, dude. As a Niner fan, as a sports fan, that's some goals right there, bro.
Even the Cowboys fans were sucking up.
Oh, I bet.
I'm sure.
God, they were the worst.
Speaking of Cowboys, hey Rez, I hate that I got a Michael Irvin Cowboys 95 jersey, even though jersey's so dope.
Get rid of that.
So, the thing with the Cowboys, there was only one player that I had a Cowboys jersey of. I don't have that jersey anymore. And the player was none other than Dat Nguyen. I mean, Dat Nguyen being Asian, obviously, in some way I was like, yo, okay, I got to show some props. But then my allegiance to the 49ers kicked in. And I was like, I can't, bro. I can't keep this. So I ended up selling it. But I don't have any Cowboys jerseys in my collection. And I don't have any Seahawks jerseys in my collection. Those are two NFL teams that I will probably never wear ever again.
Never.
But that's dope. That's dope that you have an Irvin jersey. You know, you could probably get some good money or trade it for a 49ers jersey.
Yeah, I was gonna say sell that and get a Niners jersey.
There you go. There you go. TJ, what's good, bro? Thanks for
Good,
hopping.
TJ.
Tyler, I won't sell you more after the Giannis then Rez. I'll make sure your wallet stays right. I know. I got to be real careful, dude, because obviously for those of you who follow me, you guys know I'm getting married in October, so I got to be very diligent with my wallet. My pockets got to stay fat throughout the year because it's tough. It's tough. Says can't wait for that rivalry Barkley to come in, Max to go. Yeah, nah, I definitely have. I believe I do have a Barkley coming in from him as well. Oh, speaking of, Mac is in here, so John, he's got you. Appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate you too, Mac.
Appreciate you too, bro.
We love you, Mac.
In a KG private signing, and this dude submitted a fake KG Celtics jersey with like 6 to 7 inscriptions. Probably cost him like 600 to 700. How are you gonna spend? Damn. See, so that's the perfect example. Like that's the type of thing that I want to hear and talk about tonight. Like especially inscriptions, because like I know with inscriptions, obviously you have to pay extra, but like is the inscription like per word? Like how does that work exactly? Like I don't know if you guys could clarify on that, but like because I know there's like there's the autograph, like the you pay the price to get the autograph, then there's an additional fee for an inscription. Like is that like a personalization or like, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe you could clarify on that, Mac, but but I get you about the fake jerseys, man. Like it's I don't know. I feel some type of way about it. That's why I didn't have Gore sign. I was almost tempted to buy one of those $60 jerseys there, those blank custom jerseys, but I was like thinking about like you guys in the back of my mind, like, well, how would they feel? You know what I'm saying? Even though it doesn't matter, you know, obviously at the end of the day, it's my collection, but I was like thinking about like, well, what would Max say? What would the Kings, the throwback say? What would Jersey Kicks and Lids? What would they say? You know, if you want to talk about cards sometime, let me know. Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to have a card section segment. The reason why I haven't had one yet is just because it's kind of out of my realm. So I would prefer if I had a segment, I'd have like a co-host that episode and just kind of steer the ship a little bit, because that's a territory that is completely brand new for me. I mean, sure, I collect cards. I know John collects cards too, but I'm not like knowledgeable when it comes to like how to get something properly authenticated, graded, things of that nature. You all need more cowboy history. Oh, I don't. No, I don't, Tyler.
just a burn.
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. Yo, do you think it's a good idea for me to keep my jerseys in the plastic bags? You know, the ones you get from the cleaners. My advice to you, you have to change them out, because if you leave them in for too long and you don't take them out, I've noticed that jerseys tend to start yellowing. Assuming you leave them out in the sun, you know, or if you have it out, like I would highly recommend checking on them every now and then, just to make 100% safe that your jerseys aren't going to get like, I mean, obviously, yeah, you know, the bag is intended to protect them from any like dust or dirt or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But you want to make sure you change those bags out every now and then. I got a style back if you want it. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'll jump on for sure, Mac. The link is in the description, or I keep saying description, but it's in the chat box.
Speaking of Starbuck,
Niners got enough quarterbacks for us to get jerseys of.
Autograph jerseys are dope. It's the cost of the frames that get me. Oh, you know what? That's another thing. The frames. I didn't think about that. Frames add a whole new element too to autograph goods, man. So, that for sure. I'll check it out when I get off the live. But I'm gonna get some water real quick. But basically, Mac, if you want to hop in, I bumped the link. In the meantime, John, you could show your cards real quick. I'll be right back. Let me guess.
Okay, Rez. I got an entire 49ers section too.
Yeah, let's look at that.
This is another one of my favorites. You're gonna like this one.
What we got?
The man that lived a block away from my uncle, the Rocket Man.
Jerry Rice. Ooh, I used to have that. I have that card somewhere at my parents' house. That same card.
Dude, this is another one of my favorites. I always love the Pro Set cards.
Damn. Jay Rice.
I don't know why. I've always been a card man. I just love trading cards. Nice
I
little
used
hobby.
to. When I was a kid, I used to have hundreds of baseball cards, and I used to have Pokemon cards when I was a little kid. Now, I still have all the baseball cards in my parents' house. I just don't have them like they're just in a closet. I don't really get them anymore. But when I was a kid, I used to love cards.
Oh yeah, I got some good stuff in my collection. I got a lot of Barry Sanders, Walter Payton. It's really mixed. A lot of the early 2000s and the 80s, 90s, 70s.
I got a lot of the jersey cards, like the game used jerseys, cards and stuff. I don't know where I put them. I got them somewhere, but I got a bunch of them. I gotta find them one day. Good, Mac.
What's up, Mac?
Yo, what up? What up? I'm back. Ah, I see you decked out in all your Patriots gear here, man. Standing like a patriot, man. What's up, bro?
This is for you, Mac.
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
What
I
up,
love
what up?
it.
Who's
Keep
that?
those Tom Brady cards, man.
Brady.
Safest investments
Brady.
in sports cards.
I love this card.
That's crazy.
That's right.
So I'm actually I'm glad that I have you on here, you guys on here, and obviously, Mac, the topic tonight, I wanted to focus mainly on autographs.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I wanted to get your guys' like insight on this because this is the topic that's very new to me, and hopefully we could have some insight on how somebody like yourself or a collector, how would they go about getting autographs? Because when I was in that line, dude, there was so many people there that had so many like fake jerseys. And I know people are like, well, what's a fake jersey? That's basically a fake jersey is a jersey that is replicating a licensed brand that doesn't have an official license to brand to distribute those jerseys amongst their stores or whatever. And I was tempted to buy one of those custom jerseys. I guess that's my definition of it. I don't know if you have a different interpretation of it, Mac, but maybe you could share some insight on that.
Yeah, so I mean, my personal definition of a fake is a jersey that is made with inferior materials that's also inaccurate. I think if you're talking about, like Mitchell and Ness, right? So what separates them from, a fake jersey other than the fact that they have licensing? So if they put out a jersey that's inaccurate, it has the wrong font or something like that, everybody will say it's authentic, but it wasn't what was actually worn on the field or court or whatever. So the lines get blurred kind of everywhere you look. So what I like to say is, like, for folks like myself, for true customs, I like to say that those are authentic reproductions of, an original garment. So meaning that we're trying to use authentic materials as well as artwork and fonts to recreate something that's as close as possible to what was worn by the actual player. Obviously Mitchell and Ness does this as well. They have the licensing to be able to do that and sell it across multiple different platforms in their stores and things like that. But obviously we know that's somewhat limited as far as the players that you can get for that sort of thing. Tying it back into kind of what you're talking about with the autographs, for me, there are levels of that. Like, obviously you could get something from True Custom, say, and get that autographed by a player. I think that's a better option than getting like a cheap fake. You know what I mean? Especially if you're going to be paying as much as you could potentially pay for someone's autograph. I think why not pony up an extra $200, $250 to have something that looks really nice and that's accurate to what the player wore. If you're going to put it in a frame or whatever, you want to have it looking nice. So that's why I don't understand. Like I said, I had that one signing that I participated in, and this dude got a KG, you know, it was like Defensive Player of the Year, 2008 World Champion, 2004 MVP, 1995 fourth overall pick or whatever it was, and like, you know, 12-time All-Star. I mean, any inscription that you could think of, it had on this jersey, and KG laid a nice signature on it, and it was on this like fake ass like mesh, you know, alternate Celtics jersey, and I was just like, ugh, like. Most people aren't gonna care, but for me, I was like, ew,
Nah, yeah.
you
I
know?
mean, you're a purist, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense. But like, so what is your take on like custom jerseys? Like, it's not an official licensed jersey. Like, it's not
Yeah.
Reebok brand, but obviously was an era that Reebok did make, and it is,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to use the term accurate, especially since the jersey wasn't accurate. So, for instance, they had the 90 or not 95, the 2005 49ers jerseys with Frank Gore's name on the back and his number. But these are the jerseys that have the 49ers logo, the emblem on their arm sleeves. These jerseys did not have them because obviously they're not officially licensed. But it is a
Right.
blank jersey. It is the same color scheme that Frank Gore and the Niners wore that year. It's just what it just was a custom, I guess, jersey. Like, I guess, does that devalue the autograph in your eyes, or is it more so about the autograph that really puts value?
I think it's a personal preference thing. I mean, if it's a style that the 49ers wore at some point, and you know, it's like accurate to that era, I don't think there's like a huge problem, you know, having them sign it like that. It's like if you had I'm trying to think of a good example. Like if you had Montana, for example, the same thing. Like he never wore that like 3-layer number style, but if you had him sign like a home jersey from that era, like I don't really see a problem with that necessarily, as long as it's, you know, done the right way and looks good. It's just some of the ones that are like obviously fake that I wouldn't want to, or just look bad, I guess, or cheap, that I wouldn't want to have an autograph put on, just because I'd rather have it put on a nice 16 by 20, you know, from like a meaningful moment in their career, and then you can get it framed. It's the other thing about jerseys. If you're going to display them, man, like they take up a lot of wall space, you know,
They do.
and
They really
you know,
do.
you have to factor that in too. I mean, a 16 by 20 is pretty big, and it takes up, you know, probably double the space of that, if not more. So it just has a larger footprint.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that was something I was trying to consider too, like, and that's part of the reason why I chose not to have Gore sign one of my jerseys, aside from the fact that I want to wear mine still. But I know there was like people like in Kings like that said, "Oh, dude, that's why you double up and stuff." And I'm like, I'm not really trying to double up. I mean, I guess with Gore, it's an exception. He's one of those players that I wouldn't mind doing so, just because he's somebody I looked up to, just like Jason Richardson for the Warriors. You know what I mean? But it was just like I couldn't come to terms with it, like buying one of those $60 jerseys, like at the signing, because I was like looking at them, and they were very cheaply made. Like obviously, like the 12, it was like very like almost like looked like foil. Like if you were to get like a light and shine
like
it
parachute
on
pants almost.
yeah,
like
yeah,
nylon, yeah.
Didn't sit well with me, so I chose not to get him to sign one of those jerseys. But I did contemplate on having him sign the one I was wearing that day, and I didn't. But I mean, like for instance, like if it was a Tom Brady jersey, right? Like let's say you're getting his Patriots jersey signed at a signing, but you're buying one of those custom jerseys, but it doesn't have like the flying Elvis on the sleeve. Like, would you still get that jersey signed? I mean, or would you be like,
No.
I'm not even
I
gonna
wouldn't do it personally. Like even some of the ones that I would consider, like if I had him lay down a signature on like my Super Bowl 51 jersey with the authentic patch on it and everything, like it would raise the value of that jersey considerably. But you know, how am I going to display that? Like if he signs it on the back, you know, it kind of takes away from the patch being on the front. And so to me, like I said, I would want to get a jersey of his autograph, but it would have to be an authentic jersey, you know, like it would have to be like a retail authentic or like a Reebok authentic or something like that is probably the route that I would go. Try to pick it up for $200, $300. Because if you're gonna spend money on like a, like a GOAT level player like that, you're already gonna be shelling out like 2,000, 2,500 for Brady's auto. So you might as well drop an extra like 250 to get an authentic jersey to have him put it
Go
on. So
on. Yeah.
like, but for your situation, I think it's just about finding a piece that you're going to be proud to display, and displaying it in a way that makes sense for the space that you have in the area that you're looking to display it. I've seen people's man caves where they have like 3 or 4 like autographed jerseys like back to back to back just lined up, and it works for the space that they have, but like the only place I'd be able to do that is in my room. And like, it's not like if I have people over to watch a game, I'm like, hey, come up to my room and check out my sick jerseys that I have framed up there. It's like not really ideal. So
Right. No, I feel it. I'm totally on board with you, and I don't. This is one of those things that I don't want to overlook, because like I said, there's like I as much as I love like the Warriors and the players that play for the Warriors, like I wouldn't want to have all their jerseys like signed and framed, and even if I had the money, and even if I had like the space to do so, I'm not that type of collector to do that. I know with Gore and a few others, like those are probably the only players I would really go out of my way to consider doing that for. But um so like you touched about inscriptions real quick in the comment section. I wanted to kind of touch on that a little bit, but like
yeah.
what exact, like, okay, obviously an inscription, correct me if I'm wrong, but is it like where they put like the achievements that that athlete or person has achieved in their career, or is it something else, or how's that
It's
work?
so it kind of depends. So, a lot of time depends on who's running the signing, and it depends on the athlete and who they're represented by. And I can get into a little bit detail, but I mean, it can range from like career achievements to nicknames to like a certain saying, like for example, on my Garnett that I got, I had him put his signature, which I don't know how much you guys know, but KG, like he doesn't usually, he's been a little better lately, but his signature is usually pretty basic. Like he'll kind of just do like a K and a G and like call it a day. Like a lot of athletes nowadays will do that. But this was all right. I want to stay on track, but there's a couple things that I would like to talk about as well, like about signings. If anybody's interested in finding out more information about it. But so inscriptions, I asked him if he could put Celtic pride on mine, because the picture that I have is of him, going like that with the jersey, and he's like yelling. So like he inscribed that on mine, but I could have put, I could have asked him to put like the big ticket, or the kid, or 2004 MVP or something like that. But I just, for the picture that I had, I thought Celtic pride would be cool. So that you can do stuff like that. There's also sometimes limitations. So like for Bo Jackson, he won't sign anything that has to do with the Buccaneers, like because they basically screwed him out of like his ability to play baseball in college. Like they truncated his eligibility for baseball.
That's crazy.
So he kind of is a little bit resentful for them for doing that. So like he won't touch anything with a Buccaneers logo or anything like that. And he's also somewhat limited to the sayings, because I had this Bo Jackson canvas print that I had done. It's from an old Nike poster. I don't know if you guys remember it, but it starts off where he's in his Royals uniform, and as it goes across the poster, he turns into his Raiders uniform. It's called Metamorphosis, and I had him sign that, and I got up to the table, and they're like, "What do you want the inscription to say?" And I was like, "Bo knows," and they're like, he looks at his like handler like this, and the handler's like, "Nah, you can't do it." And I was like, they're like, "So what do you want it to say?" And I was just like, shit, like I didn't really have a backup. And so I was like, 1989 All-Star Game MVP, and he was like, wrote that underneath it. And I was like, yeah.
Why couldn't
Okay.
he say it? Was it like a contractual thing with Nike?
It's
Or?
got to be something contractual with Nike, where like that's their catchphrase. They still use it on apparel and stuff like that. And so like he looked at them like, can I do this? And they were like, nah, you can't.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, oh, crap.
Wow.
Insane.
That's nuts.
But then,
dude.
you have other people that are really cool. You know what I mean? Like, I've done signings like with Paul Pierce. He was really cool. Like, actually had him sign one of my drawings that I did of him. And he was like, wow, you drew this? And I was like, yeah. He's like, it's really good. And then he signed it. And then Dr. J was like super nice. He like shook my hand and was like, I can't believe you're wearing that Celtics green around me. And I was like, well, we are in Massachusetts, man. Like, I'm like, but it's nice to meet you. And he's like, absolutely. Nice to meet you too. My name's Julius. I'm like, yeah, I know who you are.
Dude, that is awesome.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But the KG was a private signing. So sometimes if an athlete is at a certain level, where they can't just like go to a mall and sign for 2 hours because it would just be ridiculous.
Yeah.
They'll do private signings through a company, or there'll be someone that actually like collects the items, and then they'll go to, a spot and have them sign it all. And it's all on the up and up. They like have authentication and everything like that. But the KG one that I did was that way. It was a private signing. It wasn't like a public signing. So there's a guy on Facebook, if anybody wants to check him out. His handle is the SI King. His name's Scott Smith or Steve Smith. And he's like done this since like the 80s, where he's like, camped out outside of hotels and different places that athletes will go when they come into town for something. And he's kind of just developed like relationships through that over the last 40 years. And, he'll get to participate in different signings and stuff. So he's actually running one right now for Curry, where he collected items for Curry. You send them in, you get them signed, and then he sends everything back. So pretty cool.
So you mail the item to him, and then he gets the item signed for you and then mails it back?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, I got a buddy that does that for me in New York. How I collect wrestling cards. So, like right now, he's going to be bringing in Arn Anderson. So I'll be sending an item to him, my card, and then he'll send it back to me after he gets done signing it.
Yep.
That's dope.
This is the KG.
Oh, that's fire.
Oh,
That's dope.
Man, that's nice.
That's fire.
You can see his signature too. Like, that's one of the best KG signatures I've seen that he laid on that. So
that's crazy, because don't they grade like conditions of signatures too?
They do, but I'll tell you what it is on that. So you're talking about when they sign a card or something, right?
Yeah.
So oftentimes what that is they're grading it for whether or not there's any smudges. So like if the player signs it and they like rub their finger on it or something and it smudges a little bit, it'll get a downgrade for that. Also, what they'll do is sometimes they'll send the player like a sheet of stickers, and the player will sign the stickers, and then they send the sheet back, and maybe it has like 50 autographs, and then the company that's producing the cards will put the stickers on the cards. So if they sign off the sticker, then it would count as like a downgrade for the autograph. So it'd have to be contained within the signature in full and like smudge free, and then it would get like a good grade for the auto. But they're also grading it for authenticity as well. So like those two factors basically.
That's crazy. So in terms of like the people who authenticate,
that's the Bo Jackson with the inscription.
That's fire.
Damn.
It's a huge canvas too. Let me see if I have a picture of the whole thing. Yeah, here it is. The signature is like probably
That's
It's
dope.
probably
Damn.
like 16 inches long. Like, it's huge.
That's dope.
That's one of the cooler ones that I have.
That's crazy.
So like, are you the type of person to get an autograph? And this goes to everybody on the in the room, but like, are you the type of person where would you rather have an autograph of that athlete or person, or would you rather have like a photo with that person, or both? Like, what do you guys have a preference over one or the other? Or
Probably auto for me, just because like
Yeah,
I don't really
autograph.
want to see myself on camera
Auto.
like that. But
I get you. I mean, even if it was Tom Brady, like the GOAT, like would you
I
have?
would like to get a picture with Tom Brady. That would
I
be
mean,
cool.
who
I'm not
wouldn't?
even
I
gonna
mean,
lie. That would be cool.
Yes.
I mean, that'd be dope. Or like even with like
Yeah.
Michael Jordan or something, you know. I always say this, like, you guys know Borscht, right? Paul Fernando, he's a Lakers, Dodgers guy, stays out in LA. Anyways, he got a picture with his idol, who was Kobe Bryant, at
Oh, that's
Barnes.
cool. Yeah, I've seen that
That's-
picture. Yeah.
That's a really dope photo to have,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, aside from Kobe, like, you know, in his like his he's wearing his full piece suit, you know, in that photo.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, that's something that is like super dope to have, dude. Like, if I ever got a photo with Kobe like that, I'm not even like a huge Kobe fan, but if I had a photo with him like that, that would definitely be like easily my top like 5 favorite photos of anybody, like next to like, you know, Frank Gore or something like that, because that's like a really cool thing to have. But I don't know, I guess like picture is worth 1,000 words, I guess, you know, because like for me personally, I think the photo means more to me personally than an autographed item. Not to say that I would pick one or the other, but like I think in terms of having more of a, I guess, nostalgic, memorable moment, I think it's having a photo with that person. And then maybe, you know, because like what I used to do, like with like Comic Cons and stuff. Sorry, I don't mean to digress a little bit, but like going to like a Comic Con and stuff. When you do like most of the cons, like when you do like a photo op with somebody, like a famous person, usually the con will print an 8 by 11 and a half or something photo of you and that person. And then usually what I would do is I'd have that person sign the photo, you know. And I think for me, like personally, that has a little more of a meaning for me personally. But you know, it's one of those things. I guess it's just, at the end of the day, it all comes down to preference. I'm just gonna highlight this comment real quick. TJ says, I got a Joe Montana jersey custom signed as a gift and I love it. I wish I got my Mitchell and Ness signed, but love it anyways, and got it 49er frame. That's what's up. D Money, I got a homie who works for Fanatics, gives me hella discounts since I hook him up with sneakers from Nike. I can get you authentics or 150 each. Hit me up. I'll even send pictures of real stuff. That's what's up. Nostalgia boy, what up?
Good.
You know, so yeah, it's interesting. You know, it's just interesting to hear these types of preferences and learn more about how that whole realm of things works, because there's actually going to be that event that I went to. I guess they're doing another event where they're going to be having Bret the Hitman Hart coming in March, and then followed by that they have Draymond Green. By the way, dude, Draymond Green, yo, those prices he's asking for are absolutely ridiculous. I was like, bro, like, that's crazy. Like,
He should be giving Clay and Curry a cut, yo.
I know. I was like, bro, Dre. I was like, I like you, bro, but damn, dude, you're pushing it with those prices. Like, I have no idea where those prices got dictated.
Imagine if he played for like the Wizards, man. Like people
Oh
would be, he'd be lucky if he could charge like $60.
That's
It's
why I stick
nuts,
with
dude.
getting my card signed by wrestlers. It's way cheaper, Rez, man.
Oh, I believe it, dude. Trust me, I believe it. I've actually gotten free signatures from some wrestlers at events, so you know, definitely, I believe you, man. But
Since you mentioned Bret Hart, I was supposed to meet him back in 2013. You know, he was supposed to do a show here in my town, and it ended up getting canceled because I think he was on vacation with his wife. So I was pretty bummed out about it. And then they brought in Coco Beware.
Yeah. That's one of those things, dude, where, like I said, like you have to be very it's not something that you want to do all the time. You have to really be select your choices. Like for me, like that whole Draymond meet and greet, I think for me personally, I would rather just get a photo with him. Maybe I'll wear his jersey or something, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I could dish out that price for his auto because it's just, I think he wanted like $370 or something. I'm
Dude,
like,
what? You could get Curry cheaper than that. That's wild.
let me get the flyer. Hold on. I still have the flyer, but let me double check.
Dang. Draymond wilding.
Oh,
Hey, man, he must have good people around him, though, if he's able to get him to agree to that.
No, for sure.
I'm not mad at that, He's got good people around him if that's what's happening.
everybody's got a price.
Yeah. I'm trying to find Rez was talking about having pictures that you're in it with the person. So I'm trying to I've got this one picture I wanted to show you guys if I can find it. Photo Bucket's trying to jam me up right now.
All right.
Photo bucket.
Old as hell.
I haven't heard that in a while
you?
I haven't heard that since MySpace days.
Charge me, man. I'm like, nah. No,
What are you talking about?
Photo bucket.
Oh, I got it.
You know what's funny about that, dude? So I have an account since like maybe middle school. I keep getting emails from them saying that they're gonna.
Same. That's what I was just gonna say.
I'm like, bro, do I really want to pay like whatever the price is to get all my photos again? Because some of those photos were cringeworthy at its finest. Hold up, I'll let you.
So that's me at Larry Johnson basketball camp in 1991.
Damn.
Dude.
With Larry Johnson.
Damn.
Did he sign it?
Yeah, man. So it's signed. So the first year, that was from the first year of his camp, and then they ran that picture in the Charlotte Observer, the paper in Charlotte. And so my dad, being like an awesome number one dad that he is, he was like, well, I think maybe we can go into the Observer and get a color copy of that picture. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And so sure enough, we went in there. We like put a request in for the photo. We got a nice, glossy photo. And he's like, well, if you go back next year, you should have him sign it. And so I brought it back next year. And that was like the item that I got signed the next year that I went back and got it framed and everything.
Crazy.
So that's
Dude,
the
that is
one
awesome.
example, Rez, that you were talking about where I have like a picture with an athlete and then had him sign it. So.
Nah, yeah, for sure, dude. That's definitely a memorable moment. Yo, Tyler, in regards to Hitman, dude, if you want to work something out, man, I can probably we could probably talk, man. You gotta let me know ahead of time what it is what it is that you'd like for him to sign, because so here's the card, guys. So hold on, let me highlight my screen real quick. Here's the pricing, dude. So this is Draymond's pricing right here, dude. Look at that for the auto, dude. I don't know what is premium and flat. Like, is that like
that's a ripoff? So premium and flat. So premium would be, I believe, like a jersey, a shoe, something like that. A flat is just like a picture. Sometimes I'll have different pricing for different sizes. So they'll go up to like 16 by 20, and anything that's above that, it'll be like a higher charge. Sometimes guys won't do like custom artwork, or if you have like a big canvas. That's why when I did the Bo Jackson, I had that canvas rolled up, and I had it like rolled up like a scroll. And so when I got up to him, I just kind of like, I unrolled it a little bit and just kind of like put it in front of him so they couldn't see what it was. And he just signed it. I was like, all right, that works. But yeah, so sometimes they'll have like limitations on, different pricing for sizes and stuff. But I can tell you right now, that pricing for Draymond is an absolute ripoff. Like, absolute ripoff. Like, I would not do that at all.
Yeah, I definitely do not plan on having. I'm even contemplating if getting the photo for that much is worth You know
I'll
what I'm
show you the
saying?
Curry. I'll show you the Curry prices.
Because let me see. Actually, I think I might still have that photo in here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So he has Draymond Green on here too. So
Oh,
he's
really?
going to that signing. Yeah.
Did this happen already, or it hasn't happened yet?
No. He just posted it. He posted it 1 day ago. But
Okay.
these are the pricing for Curry right here.
Hold up, let me highlight you. Oh shit.
And again, this is Scott Smith. He has a website as well. SI King. Let's see here if I can.
My bad. Hold up.
I'm trying to get it so there we go. So yeah, magazine flats up to 16 by 20 and Funko's $3.99. And then not accepting rookie cards. Cards are $4.49. Basketballs $4.49. Oversized flat canvas $4.49. Equipment jersey shoes $4.99. Art game used, you have to email them separately. Inscriptions are $3.49, 1 to 9 characters, 1 inscription per item. So
Damn, that's crazy. So who's the person that dictates those pricing? Is it Curry or is it the handler?
his people, yeah, like they will negotiate a deal with whoever's putting on the signing. And that's why I was saying, like, dude, Draymond's people, man, like I don't know what he's paying them, but they're worth every penny if they're getting him that kind of money. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, like just to give you an example, Paul Pierce around here signs for like $75. So
Wow.
you know, I'm not trying to shit on Draymond Green, but Paul Pierce is like 5 times the player.
No,
Draymond
not
Green.
at all, bro.
So,
I would choose that price over Dre's price any day, dude. That's
Oh yeah.
yeah, and I mean even guys like Tatum, I think Tatum's charging maybe like 175 now, or something like that. I mean that over 300, you got to be like a borderline Hall of Famer. Like I can't believe people are paying that. But
yeah, that's nuts, dude.
yeah.
Hey Rez, you
What's
know
up?
how you brought up Bret Hart? I'm actually having a signed Bret Hart card coming in,
Oh, that's what's up, man.
and I'm gonna tell you what's so cool about him. He actually throws in Hitman whenever he signs like any of his cards and all that.
Yeah.
Now, if you want Hall of Fame and all that, that's extra. But
Right.
him, Jerry Lawler, he's one of those few guys that actually put their nicknames in.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is the card I'm having coming
Dr.
in.
J as well, you know, he signs it Julius
Yeah.
Irving or Julius Dr. J Irving. Yeah.
Hold up, hey, John. Hold up. That's fire.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, I'm so happy that you're gonna be meeting him, dude.
Well, I mean, I haven't like decided if I'm gonna go yet, but I mean,
Okay.
I most definitely will. I mean, if Tyler wants me to go, I just be cool with getting a photo with him. But Tyler, if you hold up, let me highlight your comment real quick. Do you have to bring your own items? You don't have to. From my knowledge, they usually have like 8x10s or they'll have photos and stuff available, you know, if you want to have them. But then obviously you have to pay extra. You know, you got to pay for the item and then you got to pay for the autograph. So you bring your own item, you just have to pay for the standard rate, whatever he's going for. But if you want me to go, like if you want me to get something signed for you and you want to work out a deal, I definitely don't mind. Because like I said, this area is like literally like in my neighborhood, so it's really not going to take me too much of an effort to go out there. But just DM me if you want to work something out on that. It says I'll get a Calgary Hitman jersey ASAP. In that case, I'll hit you up after stream out. Yeah, for sure. So he's doing a signing on March 12th, so you still have some time, dude. If you want to get it to me, and I won't be mad if you send a Devin Booker Valley jersey as well during that. But yeah, John, it's interesting you're talking about wrestling because I have some photos here. This is like one of my memorable photos, but hold up, let me.
Oh wow!
This photo I got a couple of years ago at a local con, and it is of Vicky Guerrero and Chavo Guerrero.
Yeah, yeah.
Man.
And I was wearing my vintage Latino Heat shirt, Eddie Guerrero. So
That's
They
awesome.
just so happened to both be at the same con, and they were both doing photo ops at around the same time. And I asked them, I was like, could I do like a dual photo op? And they didn't think about that. They're like, dude, like, why didn't we think of that? I don't know, but can you guys do it? And then I had them sign the photo. So this is one of those examples that I said, like, this to me has more meaning than like having like Eddie Guerrero sign a championship belt or something. Personally, for me,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? This is
Since
really
you brought up Eddie, it's about to be his anniversary of, when he won the WWE Championship. It's crazy that it's about to be 18 years since he won the championship.
dude.
Wow.
At the Cow Palace in
That's
San Francisco. Like
that was
whenever I see that,
was that No Way Out? Was
No Way Out 2004 against Brock Lesnar.
yeah. That's a crazy one too. Here's another one
Hey,
too.
y'all, I gotta get out of here. I got some stuff I gotta handle.
All right, bro. I appreciate
All right,
you
brother.
hopping
I'm
on.
gonna see you guys.
Thank you, bro.
Hey, man.
All right, like.
All right, peace. Here's another one too. This one I wanted to get signed, but I didn't have any money, dude, at the time. So I just got the photo.
Dude,
Oh,
Stone
nice.
Cold.
Oh, that's hilarious, dude. You got to get that signed one day.
One day, dude, if I ever get to meet the rattlesnake. But for now,
will,
I'll have
man.
this.
I think I've seen him like on lists
Really?
for different shows and stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, you'll get there one day. I think he signs pretty regularly.
Yeah, he's definitely. I have a shot of meeting him again more than I would ever have. Who's that? Is that Kevin Nash?
Yep,
Yeah.
this is a picture I haven't posted before in Kings. But yeah, me and
That's
Kevin,
sweet.
man. Remember I told you about how happy he was, when I wore the Barry Sanders.
Yeah, because he's from Detroit, right?
Yep. And
that's awesome.
That's
for me, you talk about taking pictures. For me, it was so cool meeting Kevin Nash because he's one of my favorite wrestlers. And what I love about him is just talking sports with him. He's like a big Renaissance guy, so you can talk about anything with him. So we mostly just talked about football.
That's really cool. Here, I got
Too Sweeten with him too.
Oh, that's cool.
So, here, I'm gonna share with you guys one more. This photo, I'm almost embarrassed to say how much I spent on this photo, but I had to do it.
Dude, Arnold.
Oh, that's amazing.
I could not afford to get his signature because Arnold was on something that day, I guess.
What was Arnold charging? What was Arnold
dude,
charging?
I'm almost scared to put that out there.
Oh God.
But if I remember correctly, dude, I think he was charging, I want to say between $350 just for the photo, and then like the autograph.
Oh, that's for the photo op.
Just for the photo. So there was no combo. It was like a standard rate. So like if I wanted to get the auto, I probably would have ended up paying like maybe $400 if I'm not mistaken.
Not terrible.
Like it was one of those things where it was like, damn, this is like one of those once in a lifetime moments for me, because this was during the around the time when the new Terminator film dropped, and there was a lot of other people there. Edward Furlong, aka John Connor, was there.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? God, I'm drawing a blank right now. Robert Patrick, the T1000, was there.
Yep.
I think
he's great in the new Peacemaker.
Yeah.
If you guys are watching that.
Yeah, I definitely
watched the White Dragon.
Speaking of, not to get off too much topic, but I started catching up on some of my Marvel films.
Yes, let's go, Rez.
I finally finished watching WandaVision. I gotta start on Loki and Winter Soldier.
I gotta catch you start on Loki.
And then I watched The Eternals,
nice.
which I saw, and I saw what is the obviously the new Spider-Man film. I saw that too.
Oh my god, that movie is awesome.
So
you still have to watch Hawkeye,
Soldier, Hawkeye,
and Loki.
Yes.
You got to try to finish them by the end of March so you can watch Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Fresh.
I saw the trailer for that. It looks actually it intrigues me because the ending of Eternals was very interesting.
Very.
I was like, this is gonna be interesting how they're gonna pull this stuff in. But
yeah, they're kind of supernatural stuff, you know, kind of like expanding the cosmic stuff too.
Yeah, and I don't really know like why I mean, I guess I could understand why people didn't really rate the movie that well. I mean, because I noticed like with that movie, it was kind of like at times they were jumping a lot from like different timelines, different places in the world. I get it, for a film that like massive, like in terms of the universe, it's hard to do in like 2.5 hours or however long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But as a Marvel buff, like,
Oh yeah.
it's definitely, I definitely want to catch up and converse. But
Connecting the two topics too, one thing that when I couldn't sleep the other night, I went down a rabbit hole and I started looking for signed movie posters by cast members for different Marvel movies.
yeah.
And there are some on eBay right now that it must be some sort of limited offering for people that attend like the worldwide premiere when they hold them in LA, because they're numbered to 50 and they have a Marvel Entertainment like certification hologram on them, and they're signed by like everybody in the movie. So like there was a Shang-Chi one, I think there was a Spider-Man one, or if not, it's probably going to be posted soon. But I mean, it's like, $4,000 for that, like, because it's signed, by everybody in the movie. No spoilers. So.
No, yeah, I could totally imagine. My one of my buddies, he's like a huge con guy, but it's crazy because he has the original theatrical poster of Endgame, and
Yeah.
Is it actually I don't know if it's Endgame or Infinity War, but he got like pretty much everybody's signature on there, including Robert Downey Jr.'s, and I'm like, bro,
That's sick.
I don't know how he did it,
Yeah.
but I know it cost him a pretty penny to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Like, I remember those were available like on eBay, like similarly, where people got them at the premiere or whatever, and they were going for like 2 racks, I think, or more, which is actually a bargain now, I think. But I just, when I was on there looking, that's what I was kind of looking for, dude, and there are none. Like, there are none of them up there, because I think anybody that has one is like, yeah, this is not going anywhere. So.
No, definitely not, dude. And I could totally see it, like looking at it, like if you're trying to look at it from an investment standpoint, because the amount of money invested on that poster, dude, is absolutely
right.
Like, I'm sure if he ever sold it, he'd get more money back for sure.
Yeah, if he holds it for another 20 years and like that, the legacy of those movies isn't going anywhere. Like the kids that are like 18 to 22 right now, like that was their Star Wars, so by the time they're 40, 50, that's going to be what they grew up with, and it's not really showing any signs of going anywhere either. So I think as an investment, like any kind of memorabilia, that's why I think comics are such a good investment too, because compared to cards, they're still relatively cheap. So.
Right. My bad, guys. I wasn't looking at the comment section. But let me just highlight some. TJ says that's why he's money green. Oh yeah, I already highlighted that. He says I'll send the Giannis instead, and we can trade it for that auto price for sure, bro. If you want to work that out, hit me up, dude. We'll confirm it. Sam says just order some Legends Retro 3.75 figures. That's what's up. Hasbro Pulse has them on their site, dude. Speaking of, Sam, have you seen that new Galactus figure that Hasbro is making, dude? Oh my god, that thing is I gotta have it. It's so freaking awesome, dude. That thing is huge. I have no idea where I'm gonna put that if I ever get it. I think the retail on that thing was like $400, dude. Like, I'm not even joking, bro. And this is a figure. This is not even like a statue. It's not like a premium. This is just a figure. But I think it's like 32 inches, like in height, which is massive. I just sold my 19-inch Galactus, and now Hasbro is making a freaking 32-inch. So it's crazy. Borscht, what up? What up? I was just talking about you earlier, bro. If you want to hop on, Borscht, man, and kind of share your thoughts on it, you're more than welcome to. But I invite anybody that wants to hop in. If you guys want to talk about tonight's topic or other things, the topic at hand tonight is autographs and how do you guys prefer to get your autographs? You know, whether it's autographing a jersey, whether it's autographing a card, or basketball, football, hockey puck, whatever you choose to get signed. You know, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. But what would you say if you were to place like value wise, like what would you say is your most valuable in terms of price point, like autographed item? This goes for anybody in the room, by the way.
For me, it'd be my Jordan auto.
Okay. Is it autographed jersey?
No, I gotta let me get a picture of it here for you.
Okay. That's crazy. I would never. I don't think I'd be ever able to get like an autographed Jordan jersey. Not that I don't want it. It's just I don't think I could afford it. Right.
It's on
I'm
a
in the same boat
canvas.
as you, Rez.
I've since had it framed, but
oh, that's dope.
Oh man,
It's like watercolor, right?
Oh
it's
yeah.
it's called I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's French, but it's like a giclée, which is basically a print of a painting that's been put on canvas, and then they add paint embellishments to it over the top. So it's numbered to 10 by this Italian artist, and I've since had it framed. But
and did you acquire that like in a private signing, or did you go?
So this was done. It's Upper Deck authenticated. So it was originally put out by Upper Deck in probably the early 2000s, or like between 2000 and 2005. And then you know, I bought it from a sports memorabilia place in Texas. And they were like, yeah, they had it listed on eBay, and they had it for a particular price. I purchased it in 2017. And so I sent them a message, said, hey, I'm interested in picking this up. Like, can we work out a price on it? And the signature, actually, we were talking earlier about smudges. It has like a tiny little like smudge in the middle of his signature. And they're like, we'll knock $1,000 off of it because of the defect on the signature. And I was like, okay, like I'm cool with that. And so I ended up paying like $2,000 for it, I think.
Damn.
And if you know anything about Jordan autographs, like since The Last Dance, like I've had it valued like, well, you know, double, triple that. So
yeah,
that was a decent move on my part.
No, for sure, dude. I mean, that's definitely that's crazy. Like, so for Jordan, I'm assuming he will not sign any Wizard stuff, right? Like, he's not gonna.
That's a good question. No, I think he has signed Wizard stuff.
Really?
Yeah. I've seen like Bullets jerseys, that Bullets throwback. He signed that, and Wizards jerseys. But the rule of thumb, unless it's like a PSA, you know, on card or something like that, the rule of thumb is like, don't buy it if it's not Upper Deck authenticated, because he has an exclusive deal through them. And you have to even be careful with that. Like, people are faking, you know, like holograms and serial numbers, and so you really have to, if you're buying a Jordan auto, you really have to make sure you're doing your homework, because if not, like, you can get burned. So
yeah, that's one of the things that I've always been afraid of, is like buying autographed items from people who are not.
Same with this guy.
With Brady too, yeah.
Oh yes.
Same thing.
That's definitely a player that you want to make sure, you know, you're getting an authentic, genuine signature from. Tyler says probably my Cardinal shirt for me. It's got Warner, Fitz, Bolden, Dockett, Will, and pretty much most of the Super Bowl team on it. That's cool. That's what's up. Borg says maybe my Kobe card from his last year. That's dope. Rest in peace to Mamba. Dockett was the hardest one to get in those training camp days. Took me 3 years. That's something that I always wish I did more earlier in my days, was go to like training camps and stuff, because they're so close to home. Because I believe the 49ers, their training camp, I believe, is out here in San Jose. So very close to Levi Stadium. Actually, a lot of people think Levi Stadium is in San Francisco. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not, people. Like, it's Levi Stadium is like about, I want to say, 40 minutes away from San Francisco and about 15 minutes from San Jose. So it's very, very close to where I stay at. I actually see it every time I go pass by the 101 freeway whenever I'm driving, and it's always there. So I will say this though, if you guys ever do go to Levi Stadium, do not attempt to record on a tripod when you're over there, because they will kick you out and possibly have you fined. From what that guy told me, I was out there filming my Welcome to the Bay intro, and this dude, this little weenie in his little golf cart, was like, "What are you doing here?" with his like flashlight and like asking me all these questions. I had to tell the dude that I was like a student filming, a college student, which I wasn't, obviously, but like, yeah, he was like, "You see that camera up there?" Because like right in front of Levi Stadium, there's this giant pole, and he's like, "That thing's watching your every move." And he's like telling me, like, he's like, "Unless you want to get arrested, you better hop on out of here." And I was like, "All right, I'm out." So yeah, so definitely just word of advice for anybody, if you guys are going to Levi Stadium and you're going against the opposing Niner team at that game, just rule of thumb, you might want to just do a run and gun shot, B-roll shot, and don't set up a tripod, because you don't want to get in trouble like I did. But
You don't want to get arrested.
it was so funny, dude, because I was like with my buddy, and my buddy was the one that was like panning my camera, and then out of nowhere, it was a dead parking lot. There was like nobody there. And then suddenly out of nowhere, this dude like in a golf cart just comes in, and he's like hiking up he's like
Oh my god, like Chris Farley?
like acting like freaking Paul Blart, dude, like mall cop status.
Yes.
Like, we're in trouble.
I can't quite understand what the like liability or threat would be there. Like,
yeah, like the area that it's in, I don't want to say it's bougie, but it's kind of treated that way, because there's so many different tech companies there. Like Dell's there, is just down the street. They have HP company that's out there. Some like micro, I don't know. There's like just so many different tech companies out there.
Like Silicon Valley shit.
Yeah, like totally, like techie. Buildings just that are like neighbors to, and I think NVIDIA is around there too. NVIDIA is the one that does like the graphics cards and stuff for computers, but
yep,
they're all like neighboring. And then you have the Hilton, which is like a very popular hotel that is right there where most of the athletes and celebrities sign. And then you have like the convention center that's like right across from Levi's. But yeah, I don't see what the big deal is like in that area. You know what I mean? Like, but they're very particular with who. I don't know if people who tailgate there have that issue. I don't think so. I think it's more so on days, where there's nothing going on.
Where he doesn't have anything else to do.
Yeah. Because when I filmed that intro, sorry guys, just kind of get off topic a little bit, but like when I filmed the intro, this was all during like the beginning of the pandemic. This was like when we had no vaccine. We literally had nothing. And they just said, do not interact with anybody.
Yeah.
I looked at it as like, dude, I'm going stir crazy. I need to utilize something. I need to get creative. So I started to go to like arenas, like area stadiums and stuff like that, and get shots. That's how I was able to film in front of SAP, which is where the Sharks play. And then I went to Levi's, which is the second closest stadium from my house. And yeah, they were just so strict over there, dude. Like when I went to SAP Center, I set up camp. No problem, dude. I was like going in front of the building, walking in front of the building, looking like all like suspect with my camera. Nothing, dude. And then as soon as I get to Levi's, the moment I put my tripod out, once I pop my trunk open and put that tripod, dude, that dude comes out of nowhere. And I'm like, okay. I guess I learned my lesson. And I think Chase Center is the same thing where the Warriors play. That's a very bougie area as well. And I know Oracle Park, where the Giants play, is like maybe about a half a mile away from where Chase Center is. And I haven't gone in front of that arena yet, but I definitely would like to get some footage out there. And then, of course, the old Oracle Arena where the Warriors and around the Raiders Stadium and stuff like that is. I'd like to get some shots out there. But
yeah.
Boris says Jordan and LeBron are only through Upper Deck. I would imagine LeBron's autograph would be worth a lot of money. Even
Yeah,
now, for
like
sure.
him, Brady, and Jordan are pretty pricey all the way around. Kobe obviously has gone up a ton.
hmm
Tiger Woods,
Yeah,
those types of guys.
for sure. When the Cardinals were in Flagstaff, it was just really fun road trip to get away from Phoenix summer heat. Not the same enjoyment since they've been holding the training camp in Glendale. Yeah, I could imagine. I can imagine going out there. And then same thing with the Coyotes, I would assume too, right, Tyler? Um, like in so when you guys, is there still any like items out there? Because I asked Bay Area Throwbacks about this, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not really like an autograph guy anymore." But like, is there anybody's autograph that you're like, I would love to have one day, like in my collection that you have yet to have yet in your collection?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'll
Who-
let you go first, Big John.
For me, when it comes to football, I would love to get a Brian Urlacher autograph. He was one of my favorites growing up. And I also wouldn't mind getting a Mike Singletary autograph as well.
Ooh.
I love Mike Singletary, especially them crazy.
Former head coach for the 49ers too.
Yep, he was.
He was one mean dude, man.
Big John,
Oh,
you should
yeah.
start saving now to go to the National in 2023 because it'll be in Chicago. And I think that the last time it was in Chicago, Urlacher was there. So start saving up now, and maybe in a year from now they'll come out with the autograph list, and you can confirm it and see Urlacher on there and go out there and meet him and get it.
Oh man, I love Brian Urlacher.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
Start planning, man.
I would assume he'd be like easy to get if you're in the Chicago area, right? Like,
yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
you could ask.
I've seen him on stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like you could probably ask Luca too. You might be able to hook you up.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Talk to
Oh
Luca,
yeah,
man.
Luca will definitely hook me up.
I'm sure.
Because he's very into autos too, Luca. So like he's definitely a good person to talk to.
Mm-hmm. Borsch says, "Oh my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off, Mac." But he says,
no.
I want to get a Gale Sayers and Mariano Rivera auto just because I think
Rivera has such a nice signature. He's right.
Gale Sayers,
for sure.
Rest in peace.
It looks really nice.
But what is your your holy grail of autographs, Mac? Like that you have?
Well, I mean, I'm fortunate in the sense that I've already gotten, probably my top two guys. I like when I moved into my place, I knew I wanted to have something to display of Brady and Jordan. So I was like, I'm going to go ahead and take care of that now. When it comes to like stuff that I still would like to get, I like to get, I collect them similar to the way that I collect jerseys. So like I would like to get Curry, Kobe, just something of them. I don't know if that's a picture or like a basketball, but something for those guys. And then for football, like Barry Sanders, Jerry Rice, because those are like two of my favorite players growing up. Baseball, Ken Griffey Jr. is probably my top because I have a couple Hank Aaron. So Griffey would probably be next up for me.
Yeah. That's
I
cool.
wish my uncle still lived a block away from Jerry.
I know.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, like for me, like obviously, I'd love to have an MJ auto. I personally would be fine with either a photo or auto. To me, but obviously having something signed by MJ would be like a dream come true in terms of like a collector and basketball head. Obviously Jay Rich is another one. I'd love to have him sign like a rookie Warriors one or like a lightning bolt style jersey, or even like a slam dunk champion jersey, with a ribbon on the patch. That'd be a one to have signed. Curry is obviously another player that I'd love to have signed one day. God, man, I wish I got his his auto before he started blowing up.
Yeah.
Because dude, I remember, man, like there was like on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace and even Craigslist, there was people that were selling his autos like on jerseys for like $50, $65. I mean, obviously the jerseys were like swingman jerseys, but still to have Curry's auto on something like that is like an awesome thing to have. But that's still one of my dreams, obviously. I'd love to get a photo with him one day. I know he's done meet and greets here before, but now it's going to be real tough. And in terms of football, I definitely would love to meet Jerry Rice, Montana. But I think if I ever meet those guys, I'd love my dad for me to be there, just because those were guys that my dad looked up to, and I think it would have more meaning. I actually have a crew neck that my dad handed to me from like the Niners, like early '90s, and it's signed by Bill Walsh. So
Oh wow, that's
really,
awesome.
I still have it. It's not authenticated or anything like that, but I mean, who else would try to forge Bill Walsh's signature? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things.
You can always get it. You can always get it authenticated after the fact too. Like you can send it into PSA and they'll authenticate it. Like I have a Patriots helmet that probably has like 30 something signatures on it, and I bought it the second. Oh, let me think about this. I bought it the season they won their third Super Bowl. So it was, they had gone through the regular season. They had a good, I think they finished like 14-2, but the Steelers were the number one seed. They only lost one game. So they had to go into Pittsburgh to play the AFC Championship game. So they were underdogs in that game. And sorry, Siati, if he watches this on the playback, but bad memories. But I picked up the helmet in between because I was like, man, I have a feeling they're going to win this game. And if they win and they win the Super Bowl, that'll be, 3 chips and back to back. And so I got a really good deal on it. And, it was before Brady was Brady. And he's on the helmet. So I got it and I've had it for, like whatever, 17 years now. And it came with a certificate of authenticity, but I don't know what happened to it. And, it was one of those certificates of authenticity where it's like, so I'm probably going to send it into PSA. I'm pretty sure it's authentic though, because the widths of the signatures are all different. That's one thing to be really careful of on like multiple signature sign stuff. If you look at the signatures and the line for the ink is the same on every signature, that's kind of a red flag. Like, because to have 30 people from one team in one room all signing at the same time with a similar pin, like it's just not realistic, because people will put different pressure when they sign things, which is going to make the lines like, thicker or tinier. So stuff like that is a red flag. So my helmet has different variations on it. So I think there's a decent chance that it could be legit. I've had some people look at it and they see the Brady auto and they're like, nah, that's fake. But I'm like, well, dude, it's from 2004. Like his signature has changed a lot.
Sure.
And depending upon when they got it signed, he may have just done a quick signature on it. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I'm prepared for the worst, but you never know. And in the meantime, I have one I know is legit anyway.
Exactly. So. I was about to say, you have one that you can guarantee is authentic. So
yeah,
that's cool.
I forgot to mention my basketball one. So for my basketball one, I would love to meet Dennis the Worm Rodman.
Oh,
He's
nice.
one of my favorite basketball players. I would love to meet him, take pictures with him.
Go to Planet Fitness, you'll find him over there.
Yeah, just go to Planet Fitness.
Man.
Yeah.
He is awesome. I love the Worm.
The Worm would be a good one to have for sure.
He might be at that show too. It's in Chicago, so you never know.
Dope. That'd be super dope if he's out there. I mean, I think for like baseball, like for me, obviously, Barry Bonds. I'd love to meet Buster Posey.
Bonds would be cool. Yeah.
Possibly, and maybe even Willie Mays, if I ever get the opportunity to do so.
Wow.
Because I had the opportunity to meet McCovey, and I didn't take the chance. He had a restaurant out here actually in San Francisco, and I heard he was out there pretty regularly. But my girl always wanted me to take me out there, but I never got around to going out there, and the restaurant closed down, so he's no longer with us. But it's tough, man. It's tough. I think in terms of for baseball, those would probably be my top two. And then for football, I said Frank Gore, Jerry Rice. I still want to meet Patrick Willis, 49er legend. Definitely want to have him sign the other piece of that little mini helmet just because Gore and him played together. They were teammates. But yeah, those are some of my, I guess, goals. But and then for
So
hockey,
guys, yeah, go ahead. Hockey, you said?
yeah, for hockey, I don't really have that. I mean, other than the Sharks players, I mean, I don't think I'll ever be able to meet like Wayne Gretzky. But it's one of those things where it's like, who wouldn't want to meet Wayne? The great one.
True.
But I think like for me, like Sharks legends, I'd love to meet like Arturs Urbe. I would love to meet Marlowe, Big Joe, Jumbo Joe. He's definitely a player, but they don't play for the Sharks anymore. So, but the fact that they were so well known with the Sharks, I think I have a good chance because with Frank Gore, he's not even signed with any team in the NFL right now. I'm surprised he actually even did the signing, considering like he just had a fight with Darren Williams, and we all know what happened in that
That's
fight.
probably why he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Like,
yo,
hey, my name's out there. Like, let me try to get people interested,
right. So I mean, I'm glad that he came back because this was 2 events that he did in the Bay Area in less than a year's time. So I like my chances of him possibly coming back, and then from then I might consider having him sign one of my jerseys. But yeah, those are just some of the athletes. Now, one thing I will say, in terms of musician wise, I don't think I'm not gonna have this chance anymore. But I've always wanted to have the entire band Linkin Park sign my Hybrid Theory album. And I mean, obviously Chester Bennington, he's no longer with us. Rest in peace to him. But I'm so mad, dude, because there was like vinyls that were like framed on eBay that were floating around before his death, and they were going for like less than $300, and they were all signed by all original band members, and they're like gone. Can't find them anymore.
Yep.
Sucks.
You never know situations like that, stuff. Musicians for me, probably Jay-Z would be the one that I would love to have.
That'd be a dope one.
You guys want to hear a list of everyone that's going to be at the National this year?
Sure.
Oh, they released it?
So far, they add it, they kind of add on as the year goes on. But so far, actually, I take that back. This is weird. So they have, I'll give you an idea who was there this past year in Chicago. They had Spencer Rattler, who was a quarterback. He's like a Heisman Trophy candidate at the beginning of the year. Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Emmitt Smith, Jerome Bettis, Ray Lewis, Michael Irvin, Eric Dickerson, Marshall Faulk, Joe Green, Luke Kuechly, Patrick Renna, who's the Sandlot kid.
That's not Smalls, right? Or You're Killing Me Smalls?
Yeah.
That's him?
That's kid. Yeah.
That's dope.
Bob Dandridge, Bill Walton, Pete Rose, Charles Oakley, Jim Thome, Ivan Rodriguez, Ron Harper, Gino Torretta, Alan Trammell, Horace Grant, Jim Plunkett, Steve Garvey, Dale Murphy, Andrew Jones, Tony Kukoc, Vida Blue, Will Shields, Ted Simmons, Tom Mack, Thurman Thomas, Raleigh Fingers, Ted Hendricks, Ryan Sandberg, Rick Barry, Roger Clemens, Robert Parrish, Ozzie Smith, Ray Guy, R.A. Dickey, Michael Cooper, Mike Witt, Mike Piazza, Ozzie Guillen, Marty Cordova, Lynn Swan, Lee Smith, Tiny Archibald, Lawrence Taylor, Kevin McHale, Larry Walker, Juan Marichal, Johnny Bench, John Randall, Jim Covert, Jason Taylor, Jeff Bagwell, James Worthy, Craig Nettles, Jack Youngblood, Goose Gossage, Gary Matthews, George Gervin, Gail Goodrich, Fergie Jenkins, Fred Lynn, Felix Hernandez, Drew Pearson, Denny McLean, David Ortiz, Dave Stewart, Dave Parker, Dave Robinson, Dante Hall, Dave Casper, Dan Hampton, Chuck Knobloch, Curly Cup, Chris Chelios, Chipper Jones, Chris Carpenter, Byron Scott, Brett Saberhagen, Brett Hull, Bobby Hull, Billy Shaw, Billy Sims, Bill Cartwright, Art Shell, Barry Sanders, Antonio Gates, and Andre Dawson.
Damn.
All of my favorites.
This was all in the at the national last year.
Yeah, bro.
What the
It's
hell,
insane.
dude?
I know.
Oh my god.
Dude.
The good news is, if you can't make it to the national, that guy that I plugged earlier, he goes to every national. So, like, you can send items to him, and he'll get them signed for you
Wow.
and send them back.
Dude, that's so cool.
So
There's at least a
Yeah.
handful, a minimum, like at least a handful of people.
Barry
like,
Sanders for sure for me, and then
Barry,
like
yes.
God,
Chipper
that's
Jones,
no question,
Johnny
Yeah.
Bench.
dude.
yeah,
I mean, I'd
Lawrence
love
Taylor.
LT, yep.
bro. I mean, how would you not want to meet like the greatest linebacker there is?
Eric Dickerson.
Oh, yeah, that's nuts, bro.
Yeah, man.
There.
Nuts.
So when is there the one this year? When is it?
A lot of those announced like in the spring, so we'll probably start hearing about the autograph participants. I would say probably like around March or April, they'll start announcing them for this summer's, which is at the end of July, like the last week of July, the first week of August. And this year it's going to be in Atlantic City. So
Gotcha,
Oh, yeah.
gotcha. That's crazy, dude. Do you plan on going this year, or are you?
yeah, I want to try to go every year from like here on out that I'm able to, assuming COVID doesn't get ridiculous again and stuff like that.
Yeah. Have you like how does it work? Like when you go there, like do you just buy your ticket, or is it like is there a process how to get the ticket?
Yeah, so they have different packages that you can buy. Like obviously you can just show up day of and like get your ticket, and it's like, I don't know how much it costs, like $20 or $25, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they have VIP packages too that you can buy before. They give you access to like every day. You can get like early entry. Sometimes it'll give you like free tickets to the autograph pavilion. Obviously it's not going to be for like, the high big name guys. It's going to be for, some of the lesser known guys, but I mean, there's still, free autographs. So yeah, they have different packages and stuff that you can buy. I think the VIP packages for this year's are almost sold out. I saw they sent out a message on Facebook saying that they were almost gone. So
yeah, I hear you for sure. Yeah, I mean, as bad as I would love to go this year, man, it's hard to say.
yeah,
This is a year where I gotta really buckle down, and I
Yeah,
always say
you
that,
do.
but for sure I gotta buckle down.
they
So
have it every year, Rez.
Yeah.
So
Every year, bro.
I might have to live to
Yeah.
fight another day, but
Yeah.
fortunately, once everything is all settled in, and I get my own place with my girl, we could probably start planning this a little more
mhm.
West Coast. You know what I'm saying? So, well, I'd love to continue and chat with you guys, but I pretty much we're going on 2.5 hours here. If you guys in the comments, if you have anything you'd like us to share, please do so. Utilize the comment section. Otherwise, I think I'm gonna start wrapping things up here. But I do have one more question in terms of this whole autograph thing. I guess like when you guys get an autograph, like let's say you get something very nostalgic for yourself, do you guys choose to get the item like graded or like authenticated? Does that matter to you as a collector, or does it not matter to you guys?
So for me, in the case of that helmet that I talked about, I think it's important for me at some point to get that graded, just because when I'm gone, whoever I pass that helmet to, like, it'll just make life easier for them. So, I want to make sure it's easy, for them to do whatever they want to do with it. But I mean, in other situations like that Larry Johnson autograph that I have, like it's not authenticated, but I got it in person. Like I have a picture of myself, in a situation where I was, not that autograph, but a similar situation. So I don't really have any desire to, to have that one authenticated. But I think for like the big boys, like, you kind of owe it to whoever you're leaving that to as a legacy if something were to happen to you or when you're gone, to try to make sure that it's authenticated. So, it'll be easier for them to handle whatever business they need to handle with it.
Yeah, that's well said, man. I mean, that's definitely important. I think if you're looking at it from that standpoint of things, especially if there's multiple signatures, for something like that, like an item like that, would you? So if it has like 30 signatures on it and it hasn't been authenticated, are you authenticating it per signature, or is it like one service and then they check their database or something?
I think you can choose to be selective about like what autographs you want authenticated, because like, for example, like, if you had a Patriots helmet and there weren't a lot of other big names that were on there, like your main concern was Brady, like, you'd be like, can you just authenticate the Brady signature for me? That way, whoever does it, probably should be PSA. It'll show up in their database as, this item was authenticated. The Brady signature is authentic. I'll probably go ahead and get the whole thing done just because, there's some other decent names on there. Nobody crazy, but, I think Ty Law's on there. He's another Hall of Famer. Stuff
Randy
like
Moss
that.
on there?
Randy Moss is not. No, he wasn't on the team yet. So it was the earlier teams. Like Willie McGinnis is on there, I think. Brewski. Let's see, Deion Branch, who was, Super Bowl MVP for that year. He's on there. So,
Gotcha.
got some good names on it.
Borsch, I saw you in the queue. I was gonna let you in, but I think you hopped out. So I don't know if you're still planning on hopping in, but I'll leave it open for a couple minutes to see if you want to still hop in. If not, it's all good. But how about for you, Big John? Like, do you have any preference of getting your stuff like authenticated? I know you said for the cards, not so much, but
for me, it's mostly just the cards.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but since you mentioned the helmet, I have a buddy who lives in Boston, and he's got a football, and he always, like, whenever there's signings, he gets them signed, and he would, like, here's one of the since you mentioned Teddy, here's Teddy signing my buddy's ball.
That's awesome.
That's cool, man.
And here's another one of when he met Tim Wright and Jermaine Wiggins.
Oh, nice, Wiggy. Yeah.
Oh, hold on, let me highlight your screen real quick.
Yeah, there's my buddy right there.
For those of you that don't know, Jermaine Wiggins is a radio personality on Sports Talk Radio around here. He does the morning show in Boston, so he's a pretty big personality locally anyway.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, and he was telling me about it too. Last time we talked, he was showing me the ball, and I was like, dude, that is so cool.
That's dope. Hey, Mac, have you how often, or does this ever happen, but does Larry Bird do any signings out there in New Hampshire?
So usually Larry does do signings. So the good thing about Larry Bird, man, is not only does he do signings, but he signs a lot of product as well. So like for Panini, he's in a lot of basketball sets, a lot of autographs. So, you can get a nice Larry Bird card for, like $150, $200, which for, an arguably a top 10 player of all time, I think is a pretty great deal.
Sure.
So yeah, definitely. Like he does, I don't think he does public signings because he's not in the Boston area, but I think I've seen him for private signings before. Both like the local sports memorabilia places will advertise them, and I think guys like the SI King, Scott Smith also does them. And I just had one other piece that I wanted to show you guys that I mentioned earlier, but this is the Paul Pierce drawing.
Oh, that's dope.
Dude,
that I did. Yeah, that I drew, and he signed it for me.
That's dope.
So I got that framed. So that's a pretty cool piece of mine that I have. Like you mentioned, like things that are a little bit more nostalgic and personal. Like, you know, that's obviously I spent some significant hours drawing that picture. So for him to, you know, to sign it and have that story attached to it is pretty cool.
For sure, man. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many things. Like, I mean, I think that's the joy of collecting at the end of the day, especially getting autographed items, is that there's really, at the end of the day, there's really no right or wrong way to do it. You know, personally,
Yeah.
everybody has their own way of doing it.
Yeah, it's up to you. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really, you know. But I think for me personally, like after thinking about it, and I want to thank everybody again that hopped on tonight that shared their input, because I think it made it clear to me now, if I ever meet Frank Gore again, how I would like to get, you know, an item signed by him. Like I definitely want to get a jersey signed by him, but
Mhm.
I think I want to go with an authentic, like my actual licensed, like a Reebok authentic, or even maybe his like Miami Hurricanes jersey, you know, from his collegiate
Yeah.
days.
Yep.
But yeah, it's
Just
all
do it,
good,
man.
Porsche. Says I'm not selling autos that are signed to me with my name on it. You know, okay, that's one thing that I did want to mention. I messed up. Well, I don't want to say messed up, but I definitely didn't think about that in the beginning, because when I started going to like local comic conventions and stuff like that, I had a lot of celebrities and stuff personalize it. And unless your name is Josh or Rez, you know, you're really not gonna move it. It's one of those things. I actually have a perfect example right here, but this is a rare, I believe it's a one of one canvas from what the artist told me. But here, let me highlight my
Oh
screen.
man.
This is from Power Rangers Zeo, and I had
Nice.
all the American cast sign it. So obviously, everybody's signature, including the artist Daniel. Shout outs to him, very talented guy out in the D. But I had them.
Yeah, I know that guy. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Okay. So
I follow him on Instagram. Yeah.
cool. Yeah, so I actually met him at a Power Rangers convention. It was called Power Morphicon, and it's like a really big Power Rangers convention here in the West Coast. They have one in the East Coast as well. It's called Ranger Stop. That's usually in Florida. But anyways, he was there, and you know, he is actually, his brother Aaron is like very close with a lot of the Rangers. And they all like sell his work. Not all, but most of the actors sell his work at their booths. And you know, they usually sell them in prints. Like I know he made like copies of that image into like 8x10s and stuff like that, and he was selling them. But then that was the original canvas where all those prints were basically based off of, and I bought the canvas. But I didn't think twice, because I ended up just having them all sign and make it out. I was like geeking out so hard. I was like, "Oh, my name is Josh. You know, like I love you guys." And I didn't think about it, because, like, I mean, obviously, I don't have any intention on selling it. But if I ever did, unless your name is Josh or Rez, you're really not gonna move it. So yeah, I try not to have people personalize stuff to me unless it's like a photo of me with the person and I'm having them sign it. That's kind of where I would
Yeah.
go, you know, explore that option. But thankfully, I don't have too many items that were personalized to me, that if I want to move them, I can. And I'm kind of glad, like, when it comes to like sport athletes, this is like one of my first, so I didn't spend too much money. But I'll know in the future, if I ever do meet like somebody like a big name like LeBron or Curry, I'm not gonna have them make it out to me. So even though it'd be nice, but all
You
right,
guys,
guys.
sorry. Do you have
No,
time for one more quick
yeah,
story?
absolutely.
So this is actually I don't know if I remember telling you about this or not, Rez, but my grandfather, he wasn't a big autograph guy or anything like that, but he was a big baseball fan, and his goal in retirement was to travel to all the Major League Baseball parks. And whenever he would go, he would get a coffee mug of, you know, whatever the team was that he was visiting. And so, you know, by the time in his retirement where he had enough time to go around to the different parks, he had a big, like, you know, stash of coffee cups on top of this armoire in his living room, right? But he also had a Hank Aaron autographed baseball that one of his buddies from church had gotten him. And so he had it sitting at this like place of prominence, like in the dining room. And it sat there for, 25 years probably. And he would always tell me, like, Mac, when I'm gone, like, I'm going to give this ball to you. And I was like, okay, granddaddy, like, whatever, that's cool. And so years went by, and probably when I was, like 18, 19, there was a guy that pitched for the Yankees around the time that, like, Don Larson pitched his perfect game. And he lived, like, in the neighborhood, like my grandfather, like in North Carolina, in Charlotte. And so I remember I went down there. I would always go on my vacation. So I went down there, and my grandfather was like, oh, I got a surprise for you. And I was like, okay, great. He's like, I got Sonny Dixon to sign the Hank Aaron ball. And I was like, no. I was like, why? Like, I didn't want to be mad at my grandfather because he thought it was cool, but I was like, that's not good for the value. Like, in my head, that's what I'm thinking. But it was still a cool, item with a funny story. So my grandfather passed away, and, they had my family coming in, helping them clean his house out and stuff like that. And the ball just disappears. I asked my dad, I was like, where's the ball? Like, can you find the ball? And he's like, I hadn't seen it. And we asked my cousins who were around, they hadn't seen it. So every 4 or 5 years, I just kind of asked my dad, like, hey, is the ball showing up anywhere? And he, no sign of the ball. Don't know what happened to it. So fast forward to last year, around this time, I think we're coming up close to the anniversary, Hank Aaron passes away. Yeah. And my grandfather's birthday was the 23rd of January. So, like next week, basically. So I think Hank Aaron passed on a Friday. My grandfather's birthday was the following day, and my dad just happened to be in his storage unit. He opens up a box with all my grandfather's old mugs in it that he had gotten when he went to all the parks. Inside one of the mugs, upside down, was the Hank Aaron baseball.
Oh, dang.
So he's like, you'll never believe what I found. And it happened on what would have been my grandfather's, like, 96th birthday. And it was like the week Hank Aaron passed away.
Wow.
So
that's not fate, I don't know what is.
Yeah, I know, right? Isn't that crazy? That's wild, what I said. I was like, that's just way too crazy to be a coincidence, in my opinion. But so yeah, he says he's going to send it to me. I don't have it in hand yet, but at least its location is known. So I'll have a very rare dual signed Sonny Dixon Hank Aaron baseball to add to my collection.
He didn't sign over the Hank Aaron jersey, right?
No.
I was about to say, damn, that would suck, dude.
No. At least he did. That's all.
He at least, and I think it's like on the back, so you could display it as just the Hank Aaron, like Sonny Dixon's just on the back of the ball. So it's not like the worst thing in the world.
It's not like Sonny Aaron or
no, man.
Frank Sonny or Hank Sonny.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know if it was a good idea to get him to sign it, and I didn't have the heart to tell him it was like a terrible idea.
Yeah,
because he was so excited. I was like, I can't kill his vibe here.
That's a great story, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that one before. I thought it was appropriate given the topic.
For sure, man. I appreciate that. All right, guys. Well, dude, it is coming towards almost 3 hours here, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up tonight in this episode. But I want to thank everybody that's on camera with me, everybody that has been live on the live chats. I'm sorry, guys, if I didn't get to your comments in time. It's really hard to try and navigate between comments and somebody talking on screen, but I try to highlight you guys. If there is something I missed, you're more than welcome to comment in the actual video itself once it becomes available, and then I'll try and respond to you accordingly. But this guy Turin John, shout out to you, bro. He says, dope live stream. Where can we follow Big John and M Diddy? So if you guys want to put your handles, you guys could type them in, or if you want to talk to them on the screen and let them know how we could follow you guys and where we could find you, that'd be great. But let's see. Big John. Yeah, I don't know if you want to type in your handle or if you want to just tell Turin where we could find you at.
You can find me here on YouTube at Big John 75.
For sure. Is it spelled like your username right here?
Yep, spelled just like it. Big John together with 75.
Cool. And I just highlighted Mac, aka Rivalry Sportswear, for his IG and his YouTube. Check him out, man. Speaking of, is there anything you wanted to plug about the brand right now? Do you have any updates, or is there anything you wanted to share?
Yeah, just wanted to let people know if they happen to be watching. I'm busy working on. I'm not really accepting any new orders right now because I've got a queue that I kind of have to work through. So I'm working on Suns jerseys, Grizzlies jerseys, also some Lakers and Heat jerseys right now. So as well as some other stuff, screen printed Bulls, Spurs, and also Warriors. So I've got a lot on my plate. I'm going to try my best to get those taken care of here in Q1, and then going to try to like reevaluate the plan for the rest of the year. Probably going to be keeping things pretty tight as far as the number of people that I'm working with. So, you know, I would say if you know somebody that's gotten something from me before and you have interest, check with them, and you know, we'll check and kind of reconvene at the end of this quarter to see exactly what's going on for the future of things. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Appreciate the opportunity to give that little update, man.
For sure. And if you guys want to see a more thorough review of some of Mac, aka Rivalry Sportswear's product, you can check my channel. I actually did a video review on 2 jerseys. Actually, I did one on the, was it the 90? I always get mixed up. 94 or 95 Hakeem. I think it's 94. The Rockets, the red with the white, I mean with the white and yellow trim, almost like ketchup and mustard. That's what I always call it. But I did a review on that jersey that he made for me. And I also did a review on the Syracuse Carmelo Anthony jersey. If you guys want to check that out, see more of the quality and craftsmanship that Mac puts into these jerseys. But well, I want to thank everybody again, like I said, for tuning in tonight, guys. I appreciate everybody that hops on. If this is your first time attending a live stream that I host, you know, this is definitely not the last. I try to do these live streams every Wednesdays from 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, different topics every week. I do take requests, so if there is a specific topic that you would like me to talk about, you could follow me in my social media handles in the description of this live stream. You could find me on Twitter, you could find me on Instagram, you could find me here on YouTube, and you could also find me on my Facebook. I have a Facebook page as well, guys. So I'm very active on my Instagram, I'd say, next to YouTube. So if I don't respond to on my Twitter or my Facebook, you know, try to reach out to me via Instagram or here on YouTube, and I'll try and get to your guys' questions and inquiries promptly. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna call it a night here. You guys have anything you wanted to add before I cut the stream?
I'm good, man. You know, thanks for you know, bringing this topic up. It's something that another thing that I, you know, enjoy talking about and discussing. So when I heard that this was the topic, I wanted to jump on. So appreciate it. And you know, like I said, if you want to do one on cards in the future, I'm down to be in there for that as well.
That's definitely in the works. I will definitely reach out to you because I think the way I want to do something like that, I think it would be good to have somebody experienced in that aspect, in that field, because when it comes to me, man, I'm a total rookie when it comes to the card game, but I'm definitely intrigued. I'm interested. So maybe I could have you like as a co-host on that episode or something, and then we could kind of work on questions and stuff.
Also, if you want to check out something crazy, and we can talk about it offline, but it might be something you want to include in that topic. I don't know if you heard, but recently there was a transaction involving Pokemon cards and Logan Paul.
I heard he bought fakes, right?
Yeah, and I've been following that situation like pretty closely since it happened. So, you know, if that's a topic that you think you might want to talk about,
for sure. No, yeah, absolutely. As much as I'm not a fan of Logan Paul, I would never wish somebody getting bamboozled like that, dude. Especially with
He
something
did
so
okay though. I mean, he got his money back, so he
Yeah,
didn't really get hurt. But
Yes, he did.
but that's still crazy though. As a card collector, I could only imagine, dude. So
nuts.
Bay Area throwbacks. Last question says, "Where was Jake today?" You know, that's a great question. He's probably taking care of some family
Jake
stuff.
wasn't here.
Yeah, it might be the first time he's ever missed. I think he's missed like maybe like 1 or 2 lives, but I'm sure he had good reason not to show up. Maybe he's
We
trying.
missed Jake.
Yeah, he's probably trying to plan the postseason with the Vikings and
He's targeting free agents.
Yeah.
Both for their roster right now.
For sure, man. But all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna cut the stream. Thank you guys again.
Okay.
Hopefully, I'll see you guys next week with a new topic, man. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night, guys.
Good night, guys.
Take care.